sweating a little bit, it's going to be okay. We're just talking about poker, which is, yeah, not always the hardest thing to do. Oh, it's going to be a flop straight here for Matt. Terrible flop here for Caitlin's couple of ladies. And Trey with nothing per usual. Matt going to go lead his hand after being the pre-flop 3-better. Always keeping you guessing. And I don't know if he's subliminally voting or betting 420, but...
Oh, no, that's definitely on purpose.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting. Good laydown from Caitlin.
Yeah, Caitlin kind of warned us before the start. This was not the, running beginning that she wanted to have for the stream. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But we got many of you tuning in for good friend Bart Hanson of Crush Live Poker. Good to have him back here for the second time. And invite you to subscribe, hit like, help us grow the channel. We're getting inching our way towards 1,000 subscribers, and it just gives us more leeway to do more fun things and allow us to continue to grow the channel. We got Graham Wheelock says, Mike, were you in the call-in show earlier? I was not. I was tending to a number of different things, but I always see that notification up on my screen from Crush Live Poker. The call-in show's happening, so I know Bart gets probably like 230 to 400 people taking part of it, and then makes a lot of great content on the Instagram page of different hand snippets. So we welcome all of y'all from the Crush Live call-in show. Jules says, finally, that's right. I'm glad that people are excited enough to be waiting around. As here's Caitlin gonna make the call after the $50 straddle put out.
I do not see JD folding this.
Nope. Well, John D. In our latest highlight reel that we dropped just over the weekend, for previous 5-10 stream last week, and wow, Bart getting to check the straddle. It's gonna be a flop straight for JD.
Same for Caitlin. She's got the dummy end of it. Oh wait, no, she does not.
No, it's just got.
Sorry. So let me
no
be very
hope of
clear.
it.
I don't know a lot about this.
You're disqualified clearly right from the beginning. That's okay. It's tough. Try to read these hands and. All right, so Caitlin gonna make the call, and gonna get priced out of this one as JD will raise this up here to 600. Bart here with top pair 5 kicker. Now seeing this board connected with 2 hearts, and I can't imagine he feels like any lone 10 with no redraw. Oh, no! Don't do it, Caitlin!
Oh, no, Caitlin.
Oh, that's a rough beginning, as...
She's basically drawn dead.
Yeah, this is going to have to come out running 9-jack. No backdoors here on the flush side, and... hey, sometimes you take a swing, and sometimes it is right into the nuts, and that is I will always give more credit to a player that goes for it than one that doesn't. I mean, you have to have that gear, and sometimes you have to learn the hard way as to go, I can just press the fold button, but tough one there for Caitlin.
Oh yeah, it's so easy to criticize somebody for doing a move like that, but that's, I mean, you have to be able to be willing to do things like that. And when it works out, you're a hero, and when it doesn't, people call you a goat, and that's just unfair.
All right, we continue here live at the Palms. We have Poker Matt. We got Jazzbo Poker in the house saying hello, folks. Michael Galatoli saying hello, all. Graham Wheelock saying, where's Fred Flintstone at? I'm probably guessing he's in the good old town of Bedrock, just having a yabba-dabba-doo time. And that was a really good highlight reel, if you missed it, with Bart Hanson originally. Some of those just absolutely berserko hands that made for a really great live stream. Hey, it's Victoria Luna here in the house. How's it going? Welcome you on here. If you want to get on the list in any of our games, we are on Poker Atlas. And as I checked it right meow, what do we have? So you got at least 1-3 match a stack game going as well. Players on the list, player live at the Palm stream. Decent Monday night here for us. It is Monday though. All right, we've got Justin back here in the house.
And Trey with trays. And
That's fitting, isn't it?
yeah, and the best hair in poker.
You know, I haven't, thinking right off the top of my head, I don't think there is anybody that really can compete.
Yeah, JD with that,
Yeah, that's kind of got that emo band in 2010 kind of look. It's very timeless, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing whatsoever. It does. All right, Ace 8-6. All in good fun, though. I talked a little bit out, and some of his buddies or chat pros that show up to accuse him of stealing people's wives. We don't put it out of the realm of the possibility. Neither will we. And expecting Justin to bet top pair with Jack Kicker, Bart with bottom pair, some backdoor runners. This is a 125 bet into 420, which is now 530. Bart willing to take a look at a turn card that could potentially improve his hand, which he will find with the 10 of spades. Is there any two pairs live for him? Gutter ball to a 7. And many more drawing hands potentially in his range from the spot after the flop C bet and then call. So he's going to go for a lead here. Bet at 375. Now Justin kind of being put in a pickle here as far as, like, what does this mean? Which is probably more often than not combo draws. And I mean, you can sometimes see some sets that would lead at this just for the fact the board starts to get so wet that...
And there we go.
And or else you can just hit a 7 of diamonds on the end. So Bart now with the ability to... It does come up and put 3 diamonds. Bart with 1 diamond in hand. So 1.3. I could see him going like 800 here. Maybe 900. Probably with Justin with a 5.2k, I would...
Yeah, 750 to 900.
You could go even higher than that, but it's...
Is that 825?
That's what it looks like,
Yeah.
because... Bart trying to find a payoff here, and... He's not going to find it, though, from Justin, so... Interesting played hand here by Bart Hanson. The start will take down a pretty nice solid pot, and it looks like we've got an interception of the Chiefs and G-Men game going on, and... I don't know, this Chiefs team has not looked very inspiring throughout the early part of the season. This could be one of those just beat the hell out of a team and figure it out kind of nights, but we'll take a look, as... So we stream Mondays and Wednesdays here at Palm Social. Again, Wednesdays are 2-5 PLO game, which has been running pretty good. We're on the Poker Atlas app, and love for you to hit subscribe and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. And as always, rear back and fire yourself right into that like button. Boom. All right, let's... 5, 10, 25, I would guess. I don't think there's going to be a player on the table that's going to have any objection, probably to straddling. So we'll probably see 5, 10, 25 for the most part tonight.
This could be interesting.
What do we have here?
Trey versus JD. Trey's got a couple overcards, and JD has ace-x of clubs.
Let's go 4-way. Or actually, let's make it 3 ways, Bart. Out of the way with his hands. And all right, ace, king, 10. Middle pair straight draw for Trey. Top pair with kicker here for JD. Not much in the way for Sammy.
Check from Trey. Not surprising. Checked around.
All right, appreciate you guys' feedback here in the chat. Apparently the table mic a little choppy right now, so we'll see what we can figure out on that end. There's a bet of 175 and Aces up for JD. So turn raise City.
Yeah, I definitely see a raise coming here. I like that sizing too.
Raise up here to 600. This was
exactly 2-1 for Trey.
You're making the assumption here that you're pretty much only getting called by fairly strong draws, so I think it just gives you so many more check back options here. Once, say, like a heart rolls off, another diamond rolls off, another Broadway card comes, that, you know, you can reasonably expect if those cards hit and the player leads, that it is a situation you can get yourself away from. So Trey, unfortunately, does not have any of those hands, so your boy JD going to take it down. So, all right, we have got interesting news for one former Austin player. Your boy Kevin Rand, he's down to the final 7 in the $400 Colossus in the World Series of Poker. Kev relocated out to California, but was such a big part of our streams that he is 6th out of 7th right now. They're not streaming that event, but have been sweating the tournament here today. Got the text last night. It's like, hey, I got a bag for day 3 in the Colossus, and
that's extremely good. Kevin's a great guy. I miss playing with him. He was just great presence at the table, really friendly.
Still extremely friendly. So he's going to be at least guaranteed $52,000 with first place being 314, but you know, to get at a final table of the World Series of Poker is freaking exciting, man.
It's always nice to see somebody that you like be successful like that. I'm happy for him.
It's much more frustrating when it's somebody you hate. You're like, I want to acknowledge you do a great job, but fuck you. Okay. No, I kid. All right, we've got action here as we're going to get our flop scanned and then load up the hands. We've got Sammy in a hand and Justin.
Nobody has anything?
No.
King high?
Filch, nada. That's just
is
like
that
the least eventful hand in Live of the Palms history.
Yeah, this
is
better
the worst hand ever played, right? The least exciting. No, this is the least exciting hand ever played. Okay, well, we've got Justin going for a bet, so he's going to take my word and shove it. So I guess that's not even the low bottom 10 of hands ever played, but you want to go recap and see what some of those were. We've got plenty of highlight reels. And I actually loaded up all into playlist too. So, hey, you want to see Lynn and Berkey, Ebony Kenny? Like, there's a healthy variety of stuff to kind of look back on. And
it's what I like about watching the stream, actually, and even just playing at the Palms. The quality and of the players, they're just fantastic. You know, it's great to watch guys like Berkey, and Ebony's fun to watch, and it's always just great players.
Yeah, that is kind of the built-in advantage of these streams is usually, like, good people that are also generally entertaining to learn from, watch, and just sort of sit there and go, okay, how does this person work the magic that they do? Roy Crosby saying Kevin Rand going to be hella friendly after it gets his bag. Kevin was already doing pretty good in life, but, you know, I imagine that will put a pep in her step if you got the bag with you. So, all right, we got JD opening here in the hijack. Bart gonna call here with pocket 5s. Got a comment here from ATX Poker. I'll get to after we get through the hand here. I'm gonna just give it the time and space that.
Let's let this hand flower.
Exactly. Let's gaze at this, and JD flopping as well as you can ask for. Bart whiffing on this with 3 overs, and life's good here for JD.
JD should listen to Bart and bet for some value here.
They should.
I like that sizing too. It's good sizing. Well, that might make it a little bit clear to Bart as to what's going on, but make it a little bit easier to get away from 5s.
8 is going to peel, which gives Bart a
Got a ball.
good straight draw, but this may give him at least a free card to the end, where even with the strong of hand on flop for JD, that once it doesn't approve, I think he makes a lot more assumption that it just helps whatever hand that Bart has typically, but well, I does anybody want to bet at this? I
don't. Yeah.
Bart has just that hope that potentially it's like ace-10 with ace-10 of diamonds, and he just doesn't have to worry about any monkey business on the end if he decided to try to make it a bluff. But hey, our boy ATX Poker MJ, did you see the Rams got Von Miller? The chicken farmer is headed to the beach. Michael Galatoli, the Rams are going to the conference finals. Yeah, I mean, with that defense there, they're going for it. I don't know how they're going to get him out of the cap because they only had like 3 million in space, so you're absorbing like 8 million. So there's going to have to be somebody going out. So we'll see how that cost gets eaten and how all the money works out. Unless I'm not sure, but it certainly was an eye turner. I mean, it was an interesting Cowboys Vikings game last night. As a Vikings fan, it was a pretty tough one to stomach. Very exciting one for Cowboys fans. You can clap back at the haters, finally. I've never met a group of people so obsessed with fictitious haters in my life that it's like, you know, nobody cares, right? Like, it's, you know, good for Dallas. I mean, I think if it makes people, happier around here, more energetic, but tough one for the Vikes. But we got back to the poker action. We got Pierre opening. And Matt is going to be out of one of the straddles. So we'll see what exactly Pierre opened with once we're loading. See your boy Pierre there. Funny dude. We had him in the commentary booth, and he was...
I like playing with Pierre. He's fun. I always joke around that I can't beat him whenever I'm in a hand with him, and it's not a joke. It's true. I can't beat him. He's just too good.
Just sharp. It just sees the world as it is. So Matt missing on this backdoor diamonds. He came out with a 3-bet that I think was like the 325.
Pierre has a 69% equity with a mystery hand. I always like that.
Pierre going to make the call, which... I could see 8s, 9s, 10s here. Maybe some King Jack suited.
Spade draw.
That's probably all what's going through that man here. The great Westlake Matt, the artist formerly known as Westlake. You call him Westgate, the kid, the dude, the goat.
I mean, what do you do here if you're Matt? You make it like what, 800-900? There we go.
I mean, if you're trying to sell that you have queens here, I would play it as like queens, which would be bet of 1,000 into 150. That looks fairly value heavy, and Matt there just pulling it off. And you may never know what Pure had, which is, I guess, the other factor into trying to accurately look at it. Max Baltzar saying, haha, fictitious haters. I mean, that's the thing, is you might have people that just don't want you to win because they just don't like you, but I think most people could acknowledge that that's at least been a legitimately pretty good team this year that has had to win in a lot of different ways. So,
I mean, I've been in Texas for 20 years. I'm not a huge Cowboys fan. I'm a Bears fan because I like losers.
Oh, that's even rougher.
Yeah, I know. Cubs fan and Bears fan, Illini fan, so, you know, I don't like winners, but I think...
I'm kind of a Minnesota fan, so it's preaching to the choir. 5/10/25 tonight here at Live at the Palms. We stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and the occasional Saturdays. My name is Mike Youngblood. Join here my friend David Pratt.
JD's
First
got the
timer
nuts.
in here. Just kind of, we came here to mess around. It's much more fun if we got two voices in here, and you don't have to listen to me for the entirety of this thing. All right, does...
I think he folded the nuts, which is a shame. Deuce 4 is always the winner. It's always
especially
the nuts.
here.
Yeah.
Sammy here now with the open, the cutoff to 125.
Not surprising. Trey calls with 10-6 diamonds. And there he goes. Top pair for Trey.
Sammy never afraid to fire in any of these spots, will do so. Trey never afraid to fold in any of these spots and will do so.
Sammy's about to find out.
10 ball is 735. A quick checky. Would imagine Trey thinks he's always good here as
This is going to go check again. Yep.
sometimes you just want to get mad at the board for not being spicier. Damn it. I'm just above blaming the dealer though. That's
I hate it when
just
people
blame
do
the
that.
poker gods. Like, why didn't you give us something more spicy?
I mean, you can friendly rib the dealer for it, but people that legitimately do it, it makes me sad for them.
Yeah, that is when you see it. It's when I've been here, it's been a very low percentage of the poker population that at least for the old job, and certainly like not here, but maybe it's just like a Texas thing where people here are reasonably minded. That but yeah, you see some stuff to dealers that you're just like, bro, you got misplaced anger at something else in life that you're projecting onto this person, and that just makes you sad. So don't be a dick to dealers. And thankfully, we never have to say that around here because mostly they take care of it. As Bart opens here, middle position, ace-5 of diamonds off the $50 straddle. JD calling with deuces and pure. Let's make it more.
Yeah, he's going to raise this. He's going to make this 7, yeah. That's exactly what I'd do. 750, actually.
I would probably think Bart being in the middle of this.
Bart's going to get away from this. I think you're in the middle. You just got a giant raise like that.
But Bart could also be thinking that he's going to get called in 2 spots. Like, I don't think he's expecting a back raise, which he could even go crazier here. He might decide to go 4-bet with ace-5 of diamonds. I think he's reaching for it.
There he goes. Yeah.
Bart expecting pure might be just a little wide in this spot, that with some of the other raisers out there, that this could be more advantageous to just pick it up. But we see Pierce got a real hand, and we may have yet another battle between these two, which was one of the most interesting hands I think we've had on the live stream.
That was a great hand. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, and having talked to like both players on their perspective, that's interesting thoughts by both on how it worked out. Those here now here trying to this. I mean, we're deep, well over 10,000 at the start of the hand for Bart, and just under it for Pierce. So
can't see it. He just flatted it. Yeah.
So Bart has position on Pier. We've got 4,000 right in the middle. Here on Live at the Palms, let's get our flop. Is going to be club draw for Pier. Bart's going to have no hope of being able to just c-bet and draw and fold. So
Bart's only hope here is to take a swing at it, but with this board, the only thing he can represent is a big pair. I mean, he did 4-bet the pre-flop, so... And he's going to go for it. Looks like it.
So once we get whatever Bart's bet size is going to be, which is going to be 1,500. So we've got a pot built up to about 5,500. Pure.
That's
and Bart just about equal. So
that's an interesting sizing from Bart. Because I don't see how Pierre would ever get away from him.
I wondered if he had even thought of just maybe going for a check raise in the spot, but he can still fear a lot of Bart's top of range hands. So 6 pairs. Bart trying to sell big overpair, which I think would be precisely the line he would take if he had aces or kings. Pierre here with blockers to both, and a club draw. And now Bart, realizing this situation has kind of unfolded this way, will take the free river. It is going to be the 10 of clubs here. Has made the nut, well, the nut flush, but
yeah.
the pot is 7K.
The virtual nuts. I mean, the only thing that Pierre's got to be afraid of here is pocket nines. And that
Yeah, but
is
pocket,
so-
yeah, 10's full would be... But I don't think Bart is going to, like, necessarily 4-bet him with 10s in the spot. There's... Not trying to just calculate in his brain what would be a great value bet here, and...
What do you think? 35, 45? Somewhere around there?
I'm just trying to think if he's judging for... Yeah, I mean,
Or
he
just
could just...
shove.
Because of the pot size and him
Yeah.
being just under 6K, like, maybe he's hoping maybe Bart has, like, queens with the queen of clubs in hand, and that might sometimes pay off, but
Nice.
that's his only choice for a bet. We'll put it on in, and
Nice spot for Pierre.
battle continues here between Pierre and Bart. They've had some really interesting hands here on Live of the Palms. Pez, what's up, Pez? The Pez, what's going on, buddy? So would pocket nines take that line? Very rarely, I would say. I mean, maybe from Bart's perspective, you could sell it like every once in a while. I'll do this, but he's trying to represent more top of range hands, and he just ran it. I mean, like, say Pierre has ace king of hearts there in that spot. Like, does he want it? I mean, he may call the flop bet, but I don't know. That'll be one that I think would be interesting to gather Bart's perspective on Crush Live Poker or something, because always got to keep everybody on their toes. And we're sitting there like, he might just fold that. Like, he might just like, Bart's got that look in his eye like he wants to do something. So
That's one of the beauties of why I like playing this game. There is no one right decision.
I mean, there's definitely probably like the optimal ones, but it's all kind of a ripple effect of once you make this decision, then probably the optimal way once you've done X is to do something else. So it's not always, I think it's probably also one of those things where it's not always clear cut and dry, but until you get to the end where you're like, oh yeah, I should have definitely done it this way, which it is what it is. Hit that like, click subscribe. We're almost there to 1,000 subscribers, and we want to continue to grow this channel so we can continue to bring great quality No Limit Hold'em and Potham and Omaha content. And yeah, we've always wanted to do stuff like heads up tournaments streamed and big sit and goes and things like that. And you know, we want to reach out to the audience, make sure that they get to partake, enjoy, and be a part of it. So Trevor saying that squeaky mic. Let me double check with our production crew and see if there's any way we can either turn it down a little bit or maybe try to adjust it a little bit better. Because all right, Justin here with a raise up to 150. Bart and Sammy going to call.
Makes sense for both of them, and two top pairs. Both of them, neither of them like their kicker either, and now they just made trips.
Destined for a chop unless we see something crazy, which not out of the realm of possibility. Sammy gonna bet his hand as you would expect, and imagine Justin is never raising, never folding, but
Bart's gonna get out of the way. These are always fun too. Because neither of them are particularly happy, but they both know they got to be really good.
all right. Is the 8 of clubs. All right, I'm working with our production team to see what's happening with the table mic. If it's really disturbing the viewing experiences. That's not ideal. It's not what we want by any stretch. So All right, you can check out our website, palmsocialclub.com. Also, you can visit us on Instagram, palmsocial512. Also, a Facebook link to it. All those with links in the description, with also the Crush Live Poker and the channel. Thank you to our friend Corey DeVilliers that does photography around these parts. So when you see these pictures that are on the thumbnails, largely pieced together by his photography, we always appreciate the great work that he does to help, feature the players, feature the staff, and help us make us look pretty good. 5, 10, 25, 50. Boy, I'm gonna have to change the YouTube title here, as we've not. I mean, it's a 5, 10, 25 game. Appreciate that, Trevor.
Got a hand here. JD's got ace jack of hearts. Pierre's got king queen. Pierre's gonna 3-bet it.
Yeah, so we've got JD and Pierre. JD with position on the button on your left. Pierre, bright red hoodie. Oh, we got top 2 for JD. Gutter ball for Pierre. Backdoor hearts also for JD as well. So
Pierre's gonna make it looks like about 400 there. Yep, exactly 400.
this is probably one on a rainbow board. You can go a little bit more trap heavy, but Pierre looks suspicious. Maybe that's just the way he always looks. Just a little suspicious. All right, a 4 of hearts. Just another day in the life of this man, JD.
Let's look at JD's eyes. Let's see. Have they turned into slot machines yet? There we go. Hey, I've got top 2. Then not draw, and I'm getting bet into. Here's the question, though. Does he fire here?
Yeah, because I'm trying to think if they're an equal stack, they're going to be 1.2. So.
I mean, I think if... Now, granted, I'd be the worst player at this table, but if this is me, I'm raising here because calling is really strong.
Well, yeah, it's also like you're missing out on potentially getting value from hands. It might be like ace king or ace queen. So, I mean, if you're expecting that by raising you're going to continue, like, you're just missing out on money you could win by a hand that is going to continue if you do perceive it to be, hey, within the context of the board, something your opponent's got to be drawn live on, and Pierre is just too smart. Well, not that he was ever going to call, but it's just...
Pierre figured it out, too. You can look at the smile on his face. It's like, oh, yeah, you got me.
Yeah, you got... As we continue live at the Palm, streaming Mondays and Wednesdays. Welcome back. Good friend Bart Hanson here in the house. His second time playing on the stream. And what's it what they call when you're about to have a kid or you have a kid that you get that extra baby run good? There was somebody who classified it once in the chat. I can't. That's... I'm not sure, but he's expecting a kid at some point here in the future.
Are you sure it wasn't just a guy who was going to name his kid Baby Run Good?
Yeah, that is... There's somebody out there that has done it or is considering doing it.
I feel sorry for that kid.
Pez actually bringing up a good point. I think the turn raise is a stronger line than a flat. Yeah, that's not... I guess, like, it's tough to... I would think maybe in a lower stakes game where you're going to get players that might call you a little bit lighter. But, yeah, turn raises are always a little bit terrifying in so many different ways. But, yeah, that is actually a fair point. Baby heater, I think, sometimes... All right, we've got raised by Matt under the gun off the 50 straddle.
Got a bunch of Broadway cards. Matt gives it up. King queen suited. I don't see. You got to call this, buddy.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
For the good of the stream, man.
I mean, clearly everybody should listen to me when it comes to poker advice.
Yeah, wait. I mean, you're not a poker coach. You're not.
Hell,
I
I'm
mean,
hardly a player.
You've described yourself as being an amateur player, so. And that's fine. We're an accepting space here at Palm Social. Like, just want you to have fun. All right, 5-3-3 is no help to either player. Justin, he pre-flop 4 better. It's built up a pot of 2.5K, and
These are the kinds of hands where the skill comes out.
apparently, this is where you got to have a little courage here, as
And how you're going to read the other guy and where's he at and what could he have.
and not even that big of a bet here, as JD instantly mucks says. We'll keep it rocking as I'm going to do a little work on the live stream. Ethan, hell yeah, Monday. Live cash poker, the infamous chat pro Ethan. What's going on, buddy? I've missed seeing this guy's wisecracks here in the chat. As we continue here, 5, 10, 25, 50 night. See somebody get a massage back there from Texas Royal Touch. I don't think that's too out of line for somebody's back. Is that too hot for poker TV?
I mean, this is a family show.
It is. We've dropped a handful of F-bombs here, but, it's within that. I mean, kids these days hear it all the time, right? I'm not sure. I sometimes hear more than... JD gonna open here off the 50 straddle.
Suited connectors, I like it. They both have it. I don't see Pierre going anywhere. In fact, I see him pressing the issue.
Back over to Justin. No 7 deuce game tonight.
Oh, he's going to do it. Is he going to do it? Do they have it running?
It, and he's going to put in the 4-bet now.
They might have it on.
You'd have to think so, because no sane and reasonable person would do this unless they're trying to mess with their friends, which is...
I mean, that's half the point.
It really is. So, Pierre now with a chance to call 1,000 into 2.
There we go. And he's going to get it through. Now, we're going to see. Is he going to turn him over and say, pay me? Yep, there we go.
So
7 deuces on.
It is on. So, as we see the $25 bounty being collected.
It really is. It's such a sweet, pleasant feeling to turn over 7 deuce and just look at everyone and say, pay me.
It is one of the best. Okay, checking on the Colossus. Our good friend Kevin Rand is within the final 7 on that, and we're on break, so they're coming back here to the action soon. Again, if you remember old K Rand, K Dog from the old live stream that I used to do, that he's now to the final 7 in the Colossus, 6th of 7th, but we know he can spin some run good. And, the one way you can help get a little bit more run good for our friend Kevin, who loved playing here at Palms, you hit that like button for us.
And hey, Kevin, if you're listening to this after the fact, we're all cheering for you, buddy.
Yep. Robert Mitchell saying, good evening, all. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. You're sitting out there in COVID quarantine a while back, so...
Caitlin's got ace-queen suited.
All right, let's
Raising
get
it
it
up.
going here for Caitlin.
She going to get any action? Oh, Matt's got king-queen suited. I don't see... Matt's going to raise this. Oh, no, he just calls. But that's why he's Matt.
One of a kind here. So we're going to flop base high spades. Potentially here for Caitlin. Draw to quick C-bet and fold. And Matt just couldn't fold that hand fast enough.
Come on, put $1 out. Put $1 out so I can fold.
As we continue here live the Palms, hit like, hit subscribe. And we stream on Mondays and Wednesdays. The occasional Saturday. I think we might start seeing some more Saturday shows coming up. So, always looking to take your suggestions. Hit us up here in the comment section if you're watching the archive. Join us here in the live chat as we are seeing more and more of your friendly faces out here. And sometimes your unfriendly faces, and that's alright too. So it is 5, 10, 25, 50. I've not seen anybody not put the 50 on tonight, so. Speaking of chat pro legends, Carlo, the chat is here, the chat is here. What's up, Palms?
Hey, Carlo.
It's the guy I fist bumped first before the start of our first live stream, and so Carlo's always with you in spirit. Alright, we got Bart with the open to 150. Sam, we're gonna call here to 150.
It's the other thing I like about the community in this town. You know, there's a good group of people, and everybody's really friendly, and you can make some good friends, and just get to know some
I gotta
really
say
cool
that
people.
that's been at least. I feel a lot more relaxed here in this environment than. I'm not gonna take any shots, but it's just like, you know, hey, sometimes you gotta come into a place fresh and start something anew. And we've got Bart drawing dead in this hand. Sammy's got a stone cold lock on unless he folds, and
You know, I once somebody way smarter and way wiser than me told me something that's always stuck with me. They said, in your life, you're gonna have chapters, and most of the time, you're not even gonna realize the chapter's over for about 6 months, maybe even a year. You're real lucky if you get to control when those chapters happen.
yeah, that's well, that is a damn. You do have wise friends. So Bart also showing some of his wiseness and will back off. And mock the hand. Carlos saying, "What's up, Palms? What's up, Mike and Dunks?" It's David Pratt here, but he is as entertaining as my dog is sometimes, which is that's a high compliment.
I mean, that's basically the best compliment you could pay me.
Really, it's like, I like my dog a lot enough that I put you in the same sort of realm sometimes.
I'm actually kind of honored.
There you go. Never said I wasn't flattering. All right. Got a dealer change. What's the pretty fantastic blue tomato. This is Ethan. And we are on the Poker Atlas app. We've got a free roll that we happen on Thursdays. $1,500 added to the prize pool. It's not a guarantee. It's just what we're throwing in. On Thursday night, 7 p.m. Got a new member promo, so if you've never had the chance to play here, or it's been a heck of a long time since you stopped on in, boom, that's a free monthly membership and 3 free hours on us at Palm Social. Now let's move on to the next couple of rockets here for Justin. So, freshly after winning the 7 deuce hander, buddy, we got the trap being set as he just flats through raised by Pierre. Inviting anybody to come on in and try to 3-bet this.
I like that. Just flatting the aces in the cutoff. Interesting.
Gotta try to get tricky here as Trey also going to call in the button with Jack 9 offsuit. He's going to flop trip 9s. Justin may got himself trapped as Trey never check. Okay, no, do I probably Justin's.
I have no idea what's going on here. This doesn't make any sense to me.
This has played so many different ways than you would have ever expected.
Yeah. Pierre's now made a king, and he's going to bet, which from his position, I don't see why you wouldn't. All right,
Trey will get to name his price, and it looks like he's named it, 850.
See, this is a really fishy bet here. This might make it really easy for Justin to get away from aces.
But will it make it an easy decision for Pierre, I think, is the next question.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to call. And now Justin's priced in. It's getting almost 4-1.
But what hands could he confidently feel like he's beating, which is a ton of diamond draws, Queen, Jack, Jack 10, potentially King X. So he's a little trapped himself in this. It is going to be the 7 of hearts on the end, so Trip 9's still good here for Trey, and he has a chance to get value from 2 different spots, depending on, well, whatever Pierre decides to do.
I think if Trey does this right, he's going to get paid here because he's an excellent player. But one of the things when you have a rep like he does of sometimes going a little bit out of line, you can absolutely make money on hands like this. And there he goes.
So 2,800, he could go very full. Okay, wow, he's going to go almost nearly full-size pot, 2.3K.
So he's repping at least a 9 here, which
so bet at 2.3.
Good
If you're
from
smart
Pierre.
enough to figure this out, Justin now just, well, he is going to make the correct fold, but
it burns. It burns
It
so
burns.
bad. Oh.
the goggles, they do nothing. I just got to drop a Simpsons reference in there every once in a while. So, Alan Pishtelis is flatting aces, gets what he deserves. TJ Cloutier once told me never slow play aces. Yeah, I mean it's
Contextual.
It's use at your discretion if you try to mix it into a part of the game. I'm never saying never do it, but it's also this is also kind of one of those games where you've seen a lot of like 3-bet out of the small blind, 3-bet out of the big or straddle. That I think I understand the line of thought, but
Well, especially in a game like this, there's some wisdom to if you're under the gun with aces, just flat them in back raise.
But if you don't do that with any other hand, it's also this very weird thing where it's just like, you know, like the Bronstein Bomber. Like the Bronstein Bomber will limp re-raise with Ace Jack or Ace 10 on a whim if he feels like the pre-flop raiser is bananas. But, you know, so like he will get a little bit of credence and credit with the limp re-raise because he's doing it with other hands that are keeping you off balance, whereas just so many times, like 9 times out of 10 it's kings or aces. And occasionally somebody might do it with jacks too, so it's not...
Or 7 deuce.
Yeah, or that also has to be taken into account. All right, we've got Sammy
Nothing
and Trey.
for nobody.
I mean, nobody feels great right now.
And that's a 10, so Sammy's got Broadway. No, you have to bet this, yeah. You know, I mean, you've got the nuts, and he's going to bet it and get a fold.
That is going to do it here for Sammy. So, what else we got going on here in the room tonight? Looks like also a 1-3 match the stack happening. Players waiting on the list. You can register for any of our wait lists by checking out the Poker Atlas app. Ding Dong, The Witch is Dead, Tempest Portal. May you rest in peace.
God. Thank
Goodbye.
God. Oh.
And she's gone. Goodbye. So, yeah, being a part of the team Poker Atlas, you know, I just walk a little bit more pep in my step every day, man. Oh my god, it's Moose Duty. More fartsy, less artsy. I am the maritime law. Legendary chapter of Moose Duty. Ethan flat to the back raise. What a great chapter. That's A+ reference there, man. So 5, 10, 25 of the night. I've not yet not seen a $50 straddle. And shout out here to our producer Sonny, Action Tracker Q. We got Seti Trevino here in the house. What up, guys? I want to see blood. Yeah, this has been a very bloodthirsty chat. I don't know what Halloween was like. Maybe it's just that leftover feeling of seeing Guts make up everybody going wild for Halloween. Hopefully a great weekend for you. If you're out celebrating the Devil's Day.
Seti, I have no control over this, but, you know, I'll do what I can to make these guys go at each other.
We're trying. We're subliminally sending messages.
Yeah, just thinking real hard.
You know, I've tried to talk to the owners here about enlisting into potentially like voodoo experts. They think it's a wasted expense.
That's
and
a thing?
lawless science, but everything I've checked out on YouTube backs up that it sometimes works. So.
Okay. I question your sources.
Yeah, I mean, it's YouTube. Like, I got my degree here at YouTube University, so...
That's true, and YouTube is getting rid of everything that's misinformation, so if you see it on YouTube, it's true.
You've got to expect that it's true.
It has to be
that's
true.
That's my whole point.
Yeah,
It's like
okay.
they've weeded out all the bad information.
Okay.
It's all true now.
Good to know. And we're banned.
All right, we've got straight draw here for Sammy, top pair for Bart, Trey with nothing but backdoor diamonds, and the best hair in poker, according to your prime. That's why he's getting up on the thumbnail here soon. All right.
Backdoor hearts and top pair for Bart. Open-ended for Sammy. Big ol' nothing for Trey.
Yeah, we're getting checked through on this round and make it a 9. It's aces up here for Bart Hanson, $990 pot. Good luck finding any value, but he'll try to induce the bluff.
I like this check, even though he feels like he has a lock. The only thing that's going to call you is better. And, of course, he has to call and he's going to get paid off.
Of course. We ship it on over there to Bart of Bart Hanson's Crush Live Poker. You can follow him also on Twitter at Bart Hanson and at Crush Live Poker. Someone fix the mic, says Max. Yes! Way to go. Team, go.
You know, Mike, I'm not going to lie. There's a certain strange, powerful feeling to me sitting here watching and critiquing players who every single one of them is a better player than me.
Yeah, you know, David, let me tell you about my career. I do this every night. It stopped getting weird after about the first 10. You know, you're just like, I'm an idiot. I just try to preface that it's just like, oh, we can't even be mad at Mikey. He understands. So, but
Trey's got the nuts.
You're too humble, I think, is what it is. You're not giving yourself enough credit.
Well, I get often told one of my best features is my humility.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you have a tough childhood there in Chicago? People telling you ain't gonna make it there, Pratty. Pratty, you ain't gonna make it here. You're gonna go to the Southie. Wait, that's Boston.
I'd prefer to not talk about it.
Okay.
It's very painful.
It's.
And Trey is raising the nuts. Everybody, I told you, deuce 4. He's got deuce 4 suited. And he's calling a 3-bet with deuce 4. I love this man.
All right, he's gonna bring it home. Well, between him and Sammy, they've almost got a hand going.
There we go. It's happening. It is happening.
Oh my God! You're like Michael Scott right now.
He's got a gutter ball. We're gonna see a 5 on the river, and Trey's gonna turn it over and have the biggest grin on his face. Oh no, he's folding. Trey.
Damn it, Trey. Well, you can't always get what you want. Sometimes you can. well, not really get what you need either. So I don't know what the Rolling Stones taught us.
That's a thing that can happen. You can get what you want.
Yeah. Life lessons galore here tonight on Live of the Palms. Hit like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. Then you can start tossing in your super chats. Here are some questions. Enoch saying anyone wearing a mask should have to pay double blinds. Good luck getting that approved in Congress. Yeah, you got to take that straight to the highest court if you want to get that binding. B-ball player 1042. Does anyone think there are too many live streams? I mean, when there comes to just like there should only be one stream and it should be mine. That there should not be people should not be allowed to have choices. Not be able to compete and should not be. There should just be one live stream, one casino, and one card room. But
it's a very Abe Simpson.
I have a very simple opinion on it. That's all. We got Jax here for Bart, and he will get no action.
Dear Mr. President, there are too many states nowadays. Please
Please
eliminate 3.
4 of them.
P.S. I am not a crackpot.
We're always good with Simpsons references here on the live stream. Like, I don't want to play the sound bites. I don't want to get us in trouble with Matt Groening, and Sam Simon might come blasting through the door. T7G7TG. There's a lot of digits in there saying, woohoo, Team Bart. There you go. The Bart fanboys out there. Wait, I'm trying to think of Hanson addicts. What would you call like Bart's,
Yeah, we need a good
biggest
portmanteau for
fans?
this. I don't know. JD does have ace queen suited though.
Here we go. Sammy now with the call. There's Rebecca, owner of Texas Royal Touch. Also works here on staff and for $1.50 a minute. And my back's been cranking. I've been not happy, and I need to start getting massages here from Texas Royal Touch, or it could be hazardous to my health here, David. All right, we've got King Jack, King 10, Ace Queen. JD was the opener, and top pair with a king kicker for Sammy. He ain't going nowhere. Gutter ball for Matt, and JD surprisingly whiffing on this. Hasn't missed on much tonight.
I'm surprised Sammy checked there. Well, he is in early position.
Yeah, it is. You just don't see too many people betting into the pre-flop razor, the old donk bet. It's going to be a winner there for Sammy. B-ball player says, I tuned in for Bart. I'm tuning in because of these awesome commentators. I'm like, wow. I mean, that's not what he said, but I'm basically paraphrasing. John S., I'll be cold in the deep, deep ground before I ever recognize Missouri.
You know, the wit and wisdom of Abe Simpson.
That was a bit about, like, the flag having 49 stars in it and Abe Simpson's house.
We wore an onion on our belt because that was the fashion at the time. Yeah.
The George W. Bush Center for Intelligence, they should focus more on the women at the table. Your views would double. Market research has indicated some spikes in times of viewership, but we've not been able to necessarily correlate it. But, we do have a fantastic group of servers here that can help get what you need. So, I mean, that's the different level of customer service here at Palms is, you want to go get yourself something, go get yourself some drinks, get yourself some food. Like, we take the stress out of your hands.
It really, I mean, for me, I play all over town, and the thing that has really struck me above everybody else for the Palm is the level of service here. I love it.
It is as good as it gets. All right, we've got a hold up here. We're actually going on to the next hand of 5, 10, 25, 50. John S. Give me 5 Bs for a quarter. Yeah, that was the old strategy, and just take people on conversations that don't go anywhere, so you wear them out. And that was really like my original live stream broadcast strategy, is just wear people out until they like, I just do enough shows, eventually they'll accept me. And they're just like, fine, you're okay.
There were a handful that I always loved, like the just the marathon slogs of those tournament final tables where you could tell.
Oh, you could tell I was just angry and
Yeah.
just pissed, and I did
Tenuous
not
graps.
hide my frustration ever. But that was the thing. I always wanted to be myself, that you would understand the agony, but also not appear to be too unprofessional.
All right, we're in hour 9. Nothing is real. I have lost all grip on reality.
Yep. It's going to be Bart winning with the 7 deuce, so besides the straddle, so he'll pick up a little bit on the bounty as well. So, yeah, those were some days just kind of, it's, I mean, the life moves fast. You know, people advance. Like, actually, wait, Bart does get called, so I'll shut the hell up now because we actually have a hand to describe and talk to you about this. It's going to come out bottom pair for Bart. Justin with a hand to be determined. It looks like a bet and a call. So
Give me a deuce.
another deuce would be fantastic.
I mean, actually having the best hand with 7 Dewey and turning it over, that's the better feeling.
Do not know what Justin has, but we do know he cold flopped. After Bart raising on the hijack to 150. He does not appear to be wanting to hit the brakes anytime soon. Vroom vroom here for a bet of 800.
So about 2 to 1 with a mystery hand.
Maybe I should put this up here, maybe. I just want to make sure the people hear the Pratomatic in the way they should. So, Justin, not a believer, so I could certainly see ace-high diamonds being in his repertoire. Unpaired is a 5, so deuces and 5 for Bart does. I'm trying to think of, like, what would Justin just call on the button? Like, we already seen he's flatted aces and got punished, so probably from Bart's perspective, it can look like ace-high diamonds, and unless... This is kind of one of those, like in the WSOP, when they had the Jack Link's beef jerky, guess the hand. Like, that's what I'm trying to play right now here with Justin's hand. And
Yeah,
so you're Bart Hanson now. You're trying to win the 7 deuce bounty. You bet flop, you bet turn, board pairs on the end.
You know, a lot of the time he's going to have a diamond draw here.
Oh, he shoves! He shoves into the end here. Bart woke up today and chose violence.
I like it. I like it.
Who is this guy?
Turn it over, pay me, and look at the reactions. Yes, there we go.
Wow. Open it up here tonight. And I think there's always the fact you can acknowledge that Bart's been around the block, and there's probably way more curveballs he can throw than we can ever give credit for, but that's the Texas spirit maybe rubbing off here on Bart to go do. Let's go do something ballsy and fun.
It's good for the game.
Fuck. Yes, it is. So Ethan says, let's go Astros. And seeing if we got any updates. Kevin Rand has doubled up. Ace King versus Ace Queen in the Colossus. Let's go!
Nice!
Our good friend K-Rand, K-Dog. You might remember him from the old stream that we used to do. And he's in the final. Let's see, is it 6 or still 7? So Kevin is second in chips. Yes! All right, Chef Jordan P. St. Bart's cruising down the street in the 64. Poker Matt, let's go Bart. The Bart Hanson addicts here in the house and getting something to root for.
I would be curious to hear Bart's thoughts on that hand at some point.
I imagine we may receive that, so at least I hope. Put up a highlight reel on his stream, and we forward that to ours, and I think it was nice to have continually some more eyeballs to get the good word out about Palm Social Live of the Palms.
That's the one area of my game that needs improvement. Everything else is fine, but the 7 deuce play, I need some help with. So I'd love to hear some good examples and advice.
That there's got to be a section in Crush Live Poker specifically for playing the 7 deuce game. If there isn't, there should be. And that might be what we'll be looking out for here in the future. Again, we got links in the description here to go to website, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Matt's got Queen Jack on the button. He's going to raise it up. Nice big size. Looks like he's going to get it through.
That's going to work here for the artist formerly known as Westlake Matt. And we will take it down. Alright, I'm just doing a little adjustment on the YouTube side of things. Mike Youngblood here, the good friend David Pratt, the Proudomatic, former chat pro, still current chat pro, is gracious enough to come down and hang out with me and joke around. So, mission accomplished here, buddy.
Thank you. I really do appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, when you ramble on to yourself, like, it's good to have somebody to banter with.
I mean, it's a good point. I was just going to be sitting alone at home talking to myself in the dark anyways, so...
Yeah, I mean, you were going to get... at least you better be joined by another person so it doesn't feel weird.
Yeah.
Just so it doesn't,
Not much of anything for anybody. No. Matt's got ace-10s. Going to get a little bit of action here. Not much. And
making it sound like my love life as of late. Little action here lately, not much. Okay, we've got top pair here with top kicker. And flush draw here for Bart.
Is it open mic night?
Yep, it is.
Cool.
My wife! Take my wife! Yeah, like that's what's going to devolve into is a series of... Do you ever wonder what on an airplane and okay? We got Matt making the bet. Bart making the call is actually going to turn a straight draw with the 6 to go along with this flush draw, unless that is the 6 of clubs.
It looks like it might be.
Look like it is.
Oh no, it's not. Oh, there's a club.
That is the ace of clubs. This top 2 here for Matt. All right. It was the 6 of clubs, so I was preposterously wrong. So once that gets to the end, Matt's just seeking...
It's a strong word, preposterously.
Young Ethan, my boy Ethan here. Youngblood, your girlfriend finally left you. Good for her. That's why I love him. It's the best. No, it has not. It's just been... busy time for both of us, something going on every single day for both of us, so it's just part of the life, my friends, but just another chapter, says Ethan, that's a fact. It's the page's turn here on Live of the Palms. We are trying to march our way to 1,000 subscribers. We need like 100 more. Click like, click subscribe. We stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and the occasional Saturdays. And we hope to keep bringing you big games here on Monday night. The real big game has moved here to Palm Social.
Okay, looks like the action needs to catch up, but Bart's got King Jack suited here, and it looks like he raised it reasonably big.
Yeah, Pierce hand is going to turn into dust as 69 people watching now. Nice. I like the numbers. Again, we were on the Poker Atlas app. We've got a free roll that we run on Thursdays at 7 p.m. $1,500 added to the prize pool to play in this. $20 realize and add-ons. And, I mean, it's not a guarantee. It's just what we're tossing on in. And you can also check us out here on the Poker Atlas app. So check the website, palmsocialclub.com. As Ethan bringing up a fine point here as to what kind of numbers we're dealing with.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Rookie numbers in this racket. I actually ate at that top-notch burger today. So the famous, it's literally like pretty much close to where I live, so it's been a convenient spot to just be like, let's grab a burger.
It's decent burgers. The fried chicken is legendary there.
Really, I gotta dip into that. Burgers are solid. I'm just, I'm gonna save it for a special occasion. But again, many places to eat here around Palms, all within walking distance for our servers here. All right, oh wow, we've got Matt three-betting out of the double straddle. He's got ace queen. JD's got ace queen. So fortune will favor the bull, as we've seen here tonight. Ace high club drawn on for JD. The worst possible outcome for Matt in this hand is he's got no chance of being able to bully his opponent.
Except 25 outs, it says, for Matt.
Yeah, I mean, he could, I guess you could bully him verbally and abusively, but, JD seems, that's, I've never seen quite just like that.
That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me.
It's alright. It's okay to admit you're scared by the machine.
I don't understand this game at all, so.
Yeah, that makes maybe two of us. Alright, we've got a bet of 750. JD.
Here we go.
I think opted for the raise in the spot.
Yeah, there we go.
Quick fold here from Westgate. Next hand for us. Pocket bends. Bart will double your viewership. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about what I'm finding out of the live stream game is that, I mean, when you have a lot of options, people are going towards names they know, and people they know, and people that they find compelling. And I think we were very lucky on the previous stream I worked on that we were able to build a following off the local guys, players. I should say guys, people, players. So. Now there's all this other shift that it's like, you gotta have a vlogger, you gotta have this or that, and, we'll let the audience decide and see how it runs over time, but, it's definitely win-win, because, hey, it gives Bart a good place to play, big game to play in that he's really interested, and I think he's really enjoyed the experience here, too, so, and, I consider Bart a friend, because not many people in my industry or our industry, it's not a very big crowd of people, so I'm certainly never going to shit on anybody or be disrespectful or just be anything but hey, thank God you're here, man. Alright, we got 9s, Queen Jack, 4s, King 10. We got all sorts of hand. Caitlin opening off the $25 straddle. And looks like she might have a favorable flop. Been sitting on the weeds, trying to patiently wait for a spot, and it's going to come out here 6-5-5.
She's got to think she's still good.
Bart will most likely continue with this bet size on this board, so let's see if the turn throws a wrench in everybody's plans. It's going to be the King of Clubs, which does represent a wrench.
Looks to be about 350. little bit under half pot.
Yeah,
There
Bart,
we go.
yeah, just gonna step away from that. So,
Nice little pot for Caitlin.
yeah, as time goes on, and now that we're kind of outside of that other stream, it's been good to chat with Bart more and more about the things around the industry and the Hustler stream. They're on that big huge game with Ivy and Adestein and Berkey. It's just I was actually able to get people that are friends of mine or out drinking, out sitting in the yard. I got the TV out. I'm just like, guys, check this out. Like, what do you think? And it's interesting to gather the opinion of somebody not in the poker community, but what sees these shows and just like what stands out to them, like what jumps off the page and first impressions. So it's very surprising. Sometimes it's not what you expect whatsoever. All right, we've got Sammy on the open off the 50. Well, I think it was probably the 25 to 50. Thanks, Pocket Bends. Pretty heavy 3-bet night here, Pratt. You getting an education here on the value of 3-betting tonight?
A little bit, yeah,
Just a little bit, yeah.
I've never actually placed a 3-bet in my life.
Really?
Not once.
It's just a flat call, or you just hope somebody does all the betting for you.
Yeah.
It's an underrated strategy. Like,
I normally just sit and wait for aces.
That's it's never failed ever before. So, we continue here live at the Palms. Monday night high stakes is the dude talking Mike Yemba with you. Boom, we're at 900 subscribers. More you find awesome people contributing here to the growth of the channel. 100 more, and then you can toss in super chats with smart ass messages on them, which is really the best part of poker live streams, in my opinion. Some people went over the line on that in the past, but this is America. All right, there's a raise up here by Bart with pocket 7. Sam, we're going to call here with a cutoff with ace 5.
Randy Marsh, American hero.
Is, an icon that we should all not always take heed of his example, but his spirit. Does Bart with the open at 7s will be heads up. Oh, top set here for Bart. Sammy with middle pair, backdoor. Wheel draw. Try enough board that I think Sammy calls just about every bet here by Bart.
Yeah. Make it about, yep, there we go, 200. I was going to say, bet 200 in this, and you're going to get called and get paid. I like this. It's an ace.
Oh, this is going to be a problem spot here for Sammy. 790 in this pot. He's got top and mid. Bart's got a set of 7s.
This could be interesting.
Bet of 400. Sammy, I could see him putting in a turn raise here in this spot because he could feel like Bart could be doing with this any ace-x hand. Ace queen, ace king, ace jack. That would precisely operate like this, but he is going to make the call, just call, and maybe wait for a safe river. It is going to come a 10 of spades, so how frisky does each player want to get here? Because Bart has to think there's no way in hell he doesn't have the best hand, and Sammy could also feel exactly the same way about where he's at.
Yeah, if I'm in Bart's spot right now, I'm trying to figure out what is the combo that maximizes my value. There you go. Basically bet the pot, polarize it. There we go, and he's going to get the call, and he's going to get the bad
Sammy
news.
hoping to get better news, and maybe one of the coolers of the night is Bart running solidly here tonight, playing well. Ran a really big 7 deuce bluff that got a nice response on the table. All right, continue on. 5, 10, 25. Mostly 50 here tonight. 8-handed action has made this. I like kind of the flow of this game. Sometimes you get 9-handed. Sometimes you get 10-handed. And it just, I don't know. It just allows players to have a wider range of moves that aren't on the tighter side, which is why I think you've seen Bart open up a little bit because 9-10 handed poker is not always the nuts.
I'm with you. I agree. I think 7 or 8 handed, you get the best flow. It's good for the game, and especially with more than 2 blinds, it really does incent. It just makes the game that much more interesting.
Yeah, and it is tough from a like game room operation, casino up, because we came out of the pandemic for the most part with being 8-handed tables, and players love it because you get to see a little bit more hands. The action tends to move a little quicker when you got a player or two less on the table, and you can open up a little bit more, and then businesses still have to operate, so that there's a lot of backlash, and not necessarily here, but I'm just saying once you saw it in Vegas, players responding that there were no longer 8-handed games, that there's probably no perfect answer and solution, but sometimes games like this, you just get the reasonable right amount there. Ethan says 7-handed is a horrible flow. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think you can get too short, and then it just feels like nobody has a hand for a while. So 8 is the perfect medium, right?
Not much for anybody here. Matt's got 9-7 of diamonds. That's the most playable hand.
The best hand possible. All right, as he puts on the button, gutter vault. Sammy with middle pair, a kicker, does. I wouldn't expect he would fold to a c-bet here, which Matt could make it big enough though that it might be a little too expensive to call 2 straights, which Sammy don't give a F. He is going to make the call.
What do we got there? That looks like that's a 9.
Yeah, it does look like a 9er.
Did I hear a 9er in there?
Niner? I was broadcasting through a walkie-talkie. That's.
And there's another 9. So runner trips for Matt.
Maybe he can induce a call from Sammy, figuring that there are some just blank ace-high clubs that miss that he could still be in front of. I don't suppose that will be the case because I think Matt's going to go super polarized, trying to get a 10x.
Either you do 1200 or shove. One of the two.
It's your only options. It's a little unknown rule, and no limit hold'em is sometimes there's only 2 bet amounts allowed that are considered good. You're catching on pretty quick here, Pratt.
I'm a quick learner. Sometimes.
I'm a medium speed learner. Sometimes it just takes it. Ethan saying Sammy on tilt. I don't know. I mean, I think probably the cooler that he went through maybe put him off kilter, but
maybe a little bit. But I mean,
I just think he's just he's a competitor, and I don't know if I wouldn't call him steamy. It just this guy's he's gonna get after it when he can.
I mean, the more and more I play this game, the more, and it's obvious once you say it, but this game is just about as much about managing yourself than it is the actual game as well. Oh
yeah, like it's even any unrecognizable thing where your emotional state flows in such a way that it can wreak havoc on your decision-making process. Just if you start feeling sad, or maybe you hear a sad song, or you take a beat that somebody says something to you, start talking about politics, or they just start fucking any random thing could just alter that, moves that pendulum more to, like, I'm going to make a bad bluff, or I'm going to make a bad call, or I'm going to, get in a fight on the table and beat the shit. No, like, that rarely ever happens, but I love to
about that?
exaggerate for effect. You dig?
I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
That's... All right, we've got, that time we got in a fight at the table. Just because you didn't want to admit that you lost, is that all you're wrapped up in is your pride, man? Unbelievable.
It is. I'm very fragile, and I'm very upset you brought that
You
up.
got to read Anti-Fragile then. All right, Matt here with a 3-bet and a cutoff. Trey going to call with 9s, and 5s. Good here now for Trey. Matt with position could get the chance to check back on this if he feels like, well,
This is going to be hard for Trey to fold, though, especially to a bet like that. That looks to be 350 and a 350 and a 1200. I don't see Trey folding this. There we go. Yeah. Jack of clubs.
does not change much of anything, but Matt now gets the opportunity to check this back and hope to catch up. It will not happen, though. It looks to be a 10 of clubs on the end.
This is, it's just going to go check. Trey's going to turn over the 9s and drag it.
See your friend Caitlin there, live at the Palm. She'll be having a vlog coming out soon, so be on the lookout for that. I'm not sure the exact release date, but I know that is something within the works for her that would be a part of the vlogosphere. Does a lot of our social media stuff around here and does a hell of a job, helping promote the players, the games, and trying to find some run good and spin it up here tonight, but took a rough attempt to try to do so early on, got picked off, but them's the breaks in this game sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like she's just been kind of card dead all night. I mean, outside of those first couple hands, she really hasn't seen much, had a chance to make any moves.
Yeah, I had that 9s against Bart with 4s, and just like Bart can only go one straight with it. So,
speaking of which, now she's got 8s.
and
That's playable.
the pure number 1 8s is from our boy Steam Dola, the Steam Dola, the 8 of spades, 8 of hearts.
Pierre's got 6s and Bart's got 5s.
So Bart, out of the big blind, does not want to play this out of position with Sammy also to act behind him. And I think...
Looks like he's just
Okay,
going to go
yeah.
heads up.
It's going to be Jack 6 of diamonds. Caitlin sees the worst humanly possible flop for her, but is going to bet this at a pretty
There we go.
frequent rate, I think, just from her spot. The old range advantage. The old range advantage, as I call it.
It's not a
It's
board
just
you
the
like with 8s.
default. Sometimes you learn, Pratt, that there's just default things you can say too that sound correct. But if anybody calls you out on it, you're like, "All right, next hand." Just flip the topic. So, Ethan Dola, miss me, boy. Yeah, I miss Steam Dola too. I got to get him in the booth, but he is a busy mofo. So,
Is that the conversational smoke bomb?
the conversational smoke bomb.
Just like ninja vanish.
the diversion.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. If you do it funnily enough, people will just accept it. Like, blatantly kind of cheeky. Alright, I'm always here to have fun, though. That's both my main incentive. Also do a good job and get the word out about Palm Social. Check us out on Poker Atlas if you want to get on the list for these games. We got some big games. You love Pot Limit Omaha. This is your mother effing place. Best service, best customer service. Player-centric environment. As we are going to go with a 9 high flush draw for Pierre. Nothing for either Trey or Sammy, though.
I like this from Pierre. It's a good bet. %80 of the time that bet with that board's getting through.
All right, Pierre sneaking, hiding in the weeds. Another fascinating hand with Bart Hanson again tonight. Earlier on, Ace King versus Ace 5. Bart getting super aggro with it, and Pierre just, yeah, another chapter, right?
To Bart's credit, though, on that hand, he was a little bit aggressive, but for the amount of aggression that he showed, he lost the minimum on that one. Smart enough to get away when he knew he couldn't win. Oh, we got a 7 Dewey. An unraised 7 deuce.
So he's looking to go attack post flop here potentially for it. So
Oh,
yeesh.
this.
There we go. Chance here for the 7 deuce. It's paired up
2 pair.
twice. Gutter ball for Bart, but Sammy could just opt to get sticky, but this could just go through. Bart has position, so
There we go.
he'll at least flat with the potential to maybe get one more free card if his opponent checks turn, but in this spot, the old 7 deuce waiting in the wings. Some revenge range for Justin. All right, the third spade, the 3 of spades, in fact, turns, which Justin here with 2 pair, gonna check it. Bart might have a window to attack if he so feels. He's gonna do the old bicep check. And we'll bring out, oh, is that the king of spades?
I think it is.
That is the
It
king of
is.
spades.
That is not a fun run out for 2 pair.
Could Bart turn his hand into a bluff? That is, I mean, there's no hope he's ever going to be good at showdown unless his opponent has 8-9. So the 1,200, he might become incentivized to go attack this just for that reason and say, there's so many times I just win here because I can scare my opponent there. That's what he's going to opt to do. It's a bet of 800, or excuse me, 575. I thought it was 800, but or the $25 greens instead of the $100 blacks. And
This changes the calculus. Looks like he's thinking about it.
Trey is,
There we go. What we all wanted to see.
the 7 deuce battle continues. Justin getting a little revenge after Bart rampaged him with the 7 deuce earlier. And Justin getting a little payback, I guess, for that. And an interesting try by Bart. I don't see any fault in him going after it on the river, but
Yeah, out of all the social aspects of this game, that sort of situation right there is one of my favorites. When everybody at the table's happy and laughing and enjoying it, it's such a great experience.
Poker Matt, I wish I could hear what they are saying. Yeah, we had the table mics on, but apparently they were getting creaky, so I don't know if we've just turned them down completely. But, yeah, it is one of the long-term goals to be able to properly figure out how to do, and I always have ideas, but, that's... We'll see if we can be able to implement them at some stages of the game, but... Yeah, we had it, and then everybody said it was too annoying because the mic was creaky, and then if we shut it off, then they're like, oh, we want the mic. Well, it's like, I can only do so much from my chair here at this point. All right, we're going to go 10-10-5. Is ace high for both Justin and Sammy. Nine ball turn, so Justin, the player out of position, is going to check it. Is 7. So Sammy wins here on the river as Sammy here at Showdown is got a decent sized pot here for 5, 10, 25, 50. Active chat here tonight. Join us in the discussion. Hit like and subscribe. It does help. Seriously. We are on the march here to 1,000 subscribers. Sitting at 9:03. We stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and the occasional Saturdays. We'll try to get as many highlights up as we can. That's good content, not just empty, weird titles and weird stuff. Like, try to find stuff that's good for it. Brett M. Call says, is Bart having fun? He doesn't seem like himself. No, I think he's having fun. He's like anybody else, probably been charged up, just getting ready to hopefully have his son Henry soon, so I imagine there might be a little bit of stress there, just that you're waiting for that moment to have your first kid, and I'm just making assumptions. I'm not saying yes or no. Like, as we learn in poker, sometimes our first impressions and reads that we get can be 100% false.
Plus, I played with him enough. I don't want to call him reserved, but he's a really
stoic,
nice guy.
I think,
yeah,
like,
stoic.
it's not. You can get a conversation out of him if you want. Otherwise, like a lot of people, they're here to play the game.
Yeah, maybe calm is a good way to
Calm
describe.
is probably better. Like, I just never see him I never see him like agitated. Like, yeah, that's just not a typical as pure here with bottom pair and position on the limpers and the straddlers and all that good stuff. Yeah, give thanks here to our producer Sonny, Action Tracker Q. This is well past, I think, our 25th episode here of Live at the Palms, and we're taking our bumps and bruises. We've learned along the way, and we're still, finding all that we need to do to be as good of a stream as we can and help get the word out about Palm Social in Austin, Texas. So, Ethan, Assumptions with Youngblood, my favorite time of the day. Alan Pichatello, that's because there aren't any Euros here. That's probably a good point. That's why Bart's here. There's not many Euro players here to get him pretty worked up. He had a great interview with Polk. It was so there was such a great segment. He's also talking about Austin, Texas guys now. We're like kind of Polk kind of grilled him on it just a little bit. So. Yeah, I will say this about Bart too. Like he's pretty enormously thick-skinned, right? I'm moderately thick-skinned. I still can try to get under my case every once in a while, but top pair for Trey, middle pair for Bart, with the old Jack Deuce, the suited Choctaw nuts. All right, Trip Jacks here for Bart as
he's now a lot more confident on this street than he was on the last one.
No kidding. Trey may have trapped himself Trey gonna make the call. 10 of clubs may slow down the action, but I don't think Bart would reasonably afraid of ace queen or queen 9 in the spot, but maybe do a river raise. There's gonna be more hands there that are doing that than.
I still think with this action, even if Trey does try to turn it into a bluff, it's hard to rep that.
Yeah, Trey blocking queen 9 or I think with the queen in hand, this just makes it such a tricky spot here because he's probably feeling like he's paying off ace jack or. The unfortunate call, as you'll see that Bart has picked up Trip Jackson, be collecting a $4,200 pot here on Live at the Palms. Hit like, hit subscribe.
Nice little pot for Bart.
Solid one. Continue here Mondays and Wednesdays are primary streaming nights. We may see some Saturday streams. Make sure to hit subscribe to stay up to date on our schedule. Brett M. Call trying to troll says Bart apparently has his longest conversations with the people next to him at the urinal. You know, I saw Greg Raymer next to me in the urinal once, and I didn't say a word. The Fossil Man. It's like the only when I went out to WSOP, that was that's an irrelevant story, but chat trolls at least trying something interesting. Ethan saying the dealer keeps putting the flop backwards. Man, this is a very anti-left-handed person. Very anti-left-handed person.
You know, it's 2021. Let's be inclusive.
Yeah, I know. It's like we got to stop lefty hate here. It's going on too far in this country. You know, amongst our most marginalized group, left-handed people take more abuse than right-handed people very frequently, and you know, it's time that we call out people who are against left-handed people. You know, I'm ashamed that maybe even my father was against left-handed people, and I just thought, you know, maybe one day he'll learn and he'll be a better person for it. But you know, what is the world if we're not trying to be better than we were the day before? I went on with a straight face as long as I could with that one. All right.
I'm actually pretty proud of you. You that was some good delivery.
That's. All right, let's keep it going here. As Michael Galatoli says, "I'm left-handed." Yeah, you stand up, son, and represent. Like,
I'm doing some quick Googling here, but I think there's some interesting. There we go.
Some left-handed statistics, you say?
I believe the Latin root of the word sinister refers to left-handed people.
Okay. Wow. So
Yeah.
even in prehistoric times, we were prejudging. And I mean, it just breaks your heart is all. You want to be able to support every hand.
I feel bad for all the wrong-handed people out there who just have a life of discrimination and.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad we were able to bring some awareness here to this tonight, because it's been just. Yeah, it's a struggle out there. You see it in the faces of every left-handed person who feel like they've been judged the wrong way. Yeah. I feel like this could go down a very bad path if it continues.
Oh, completely. We need to stop talking about this.
Yeah, it could definitely perceived the wrong way if we don't use the best judgment. All right, so do we have the 20?
Although, if we're going to do Simpsons, I'm very upset that nobody, in reality, this would be a great idea.
The Leftorium?
The Leftorium, yeah.
I'm sure there's a left-handed story out there made by somebody online as a joke, but, you know, left-handed can opener, left-handed...
Yeah. Opened by essentially the most wholesome person ever, Ned Flanders.
Yeah. Ethan says only people who lose their right hand in a farming accident should be left-handed.
That's random.
That's the only part where he has some empathy. Oh, he lost in a farming accident? Okay, all right. All right, as we get our flop here. Ace, Jack 3, Matt slightly better on this. We got all the way around to our turn card. This
It's a lot of
Sammy
hearts.
straight draw. That is a lot of heart. That's what they used to say back there in the 80s once the classic rock station did it back to back. Trying to get this Chiefs game up here in the background, but our Wi-Fi is being finicky.
Let me see if I can.
Oh well, be it as it may.
I mean, tonight's a big night. We've got Kevin Rand, second place in the
Yeah.
tournament.
I should hit refresh on that and see how that's going, because K-Dog, our good friend Kevin Rand, is now the chip leader!
Nice.
Two players, second and third, right on his tail, though. They're down to the final 6. That's our boy K-Rand. And, you know, I wasn't going to drink tonight, but if he wins this, I'm going to have to. Trying to take night off from booze, and, you know, all of a sudden, I got another friend winning a big tournament, and it's just got to tip it back. So
What's the prize pool for
nobody in our
that?
audience believes me, too. So what's that?
What's the prize pool for that?
First is 315,000.
That's a nice win.
So at this point, our boy Kev is guaranteed 67 grand. And right now, I mean, I think the blinds are getting up so much that, like, I can imagine it's still going to be kind of a crapshoot. But our boy's fearless. Caitlin here with ace king. Matt open with the 7 deuce. Piers 4 betting with the steamdola. 8 of spades, 8 of hearts. Sammy's in here with ace queen.
This is going to be a big one.
And now Sammy kind of stuck in between this. He was the $25 straddle and does not get to be a part of the action, and Justin will also. So Caitlin probably going to rip it. Here's the shovel ace king. Matt stuck here with 7 deuce and has to step out, which got out cheap, I say. So it will be 1.9 back to Pierre, which it looks like he's already made a call, which can tell he's skeptical. He has the best hand. He does, though. Still, 8's holding on for dear life against Sammy. Folded the ace queen, so at least one of the aces out, and
Only once.
only once. That's a tough one, as ace king doesn't improve, and 8's holding on for dear life, which somewhere out there, Steamdola is smiling, but also sad for his friend Caitlin. So, you know it. Matt Clefetos played on the other live stream. That is his primo 8 of spades, 8 of hearts. It's been on twice here tonight, so that's a sign from the universe that we got to talk. So again, I'm Mike Gimblett. You might have remembered me on past live streams. I want to get into the Troy McClure. You might remember me from we're here with David Pratt, local Palms member and friend, chat pro, esteemed smartass, and 14 to 10. All right, I'm gonna try to get this damn thing up on my tablet, which is being just not friendly here to me tonight. But the ESPN app can kiss my ass right now. It is not fun. Well, we got plenty of poker action to keep us entertained, right? And you also get to see what it's finally like to have multiple C4 cans here in the studio. So there are horses less caffeinated than me, I think. And that's what it takes to power through these streams, buddy. So
If you drink 4 of those, can you predict the future?
I see through time.
All right.
It's been really beneficial to be clairvoyant, but, you know, it requires a lot of caffeine, and then you're up late at night. It's just tough. All right, so tough one for Caitlin here in this session. We'll see if she's going to be in for the ninth or...
It's a tough beat for her.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do in that situation either.
Yeah, especially with as much dead money out there and all the other re-straddles open. It's like, well, push and pray ace king, the death of many players in some of these games. Ethan says, "Where's the Youngblood camera? We need the close-up." We're not. Yeah, we're not quite in a place yet where we can put a booth cam in here. And this is the back office / security office / armored. Kind of like a cube, to be honest. Metal reinforced so that, you know, if we do get an asteroidal impact, there might be a chance I survive the show. I put it specifically in my writer that, you know, if I want to feel safe in a studio, it's got to be protected for all potential disasters. And, you know, they wanted to balk at it at first, but, you know, I stood my ground and was not able to get the complimentary food plate that I asked for, but... No, they do toss me some Skittles every now and again.
What about that?
You know, I could taste the rainbow.
The crystal bowl full of green M&Ms over there in the corner. What about that one?
Don't even get me started on that. I could have been a professional and kicked him everywhere and berated it, but you know, you got to have professionalism sometimes, David. You know, you got to accept that you're just. You know, there's going to be a green M&M out in your back, and you can't freak out about it. We're driving away half our audience right now. It's great. Okay, ace 8 10 6, and top pair here for JD.
Gutter ball for Trey.
So 23 big blinds is what Kevin Rand's got as the lead, with still 6 players. Last we checked, and gosh, that's exciting. Raised now here by Trey up to 700, and JD is actually going to fold his hand. And also staying hydrated, an important part of this game. Ethan say, "Don't worry, our president can save the planet in his sleep." Yeah, I guess he got a little tired today at the convention, so... I got no other opinions other than that. That's but trying to stoke the flames here. Again, hit like and subscribe. We appreciate all y'all's support here for our live stream. As our good friend Bart Hanson here in the house.
Who also has an excellent YouTube channel of his own.
Heck yes. All right.
King Jack versus Ace 10 versus Ace Queen. And Matt is one off from the nuts with the 6 Dewey.
Again, hit like, hit subscribe. We appreciate all your guys' support here for Live at the Palms. We closer here to 1,000 tonight. Sitting at 907 subscribers. I know we can find more. So we've got Bart in a pickle with position. He's feeling dangerous with the ace 10 offsuit. Is going to get Justin 3-betting. All right, Jack 8-6 is going to whiff for both players. Justin and Bart are now tangled up in their like third or fourth hand that they've been messing around with. Justin gonna fire. Does
I like this bet from him.
we'll lead out into it.
Reason I like it is because look at Bart, he's confused.
Yeah. Apparently Bart not looking friendly enough here tonight, but the very stoic analysis tries to decipher what's happening here. Will most likely lead to a fold, but we'll consider all the opportunities. But
Nice hand.
Brett M. Call, Bart's real friends let him call him by his DJ name BB Brino. Well, you learn something new every day. Didn't know Bart, accomplished DJ, probably could get people out on the floor while discussing range advantage and blocking combos, and I bet there could be some really good poker music out of that.
It's the name of his first album, actually. Range Advantage.
Yeah, range advantage.
Yeah.
Surprised there isn't a music. Prahlad Friedman tried to become the poker rapper, but just didn't quite stick.
Pierre's going to angrily fold something.
Does he do anything with joy besides scoop money? I feel like there's just a hint of anger and everything that doesn't involve winning. Just, I'm not saying he's angry, just like a hint. Okay, try here with a couple of ladies.
I've been waiting for that all night.
This, as have I. Like, you see it happen in real time. Is Justin 3-betting out of the small blind here to 650. So that means trade will likely be going to 4-bet down.
1,700, perfect sizing. That is meaty enough, but he might get a call from Justin.
All right, back here to Justin. He's thinking about it, though. He's got Trey by our numbers. Actually, no, Trey's got him covered based on what we can tell. So if he calls 1.1K, he's going to be down to 4.9, which would build a stack of pot ratio of just about, just over 1. So it's going to be a tricky spot for him to play post flop, I think, if he decides to. But enough money out there that he can think, oh, he's gonna bluff that he had the 7 deuce, make it look like he was folding the 7 deuce, but. Ethan saying card removal is not a real poker term. Fold equity, another made-up slogan. There's a whole lot of made-up stuff that people always would accuse. And it was funny when I talked to Matt Berkey. We did a live stream on the old show that I was talking to him that I asked him. I'm like, people think like you're like, well, what are the criticisms? Like, what do you feel like you're over talking to people with some of the terms? And he put me like right on the spot right away. It's like, what do you think a linear range is? Like, it just put it like right back on me. Like, it's literally the range of hands that you could. I don't even remember what it was specifically, but some people get turned off by that, and some people find that very stimulating to be able to the meat and potatoes in theory and practical ideas that you apply to this game, or and the devil's in the details. So we got a big hand here. Pair and a flush draw. Pair and a straight draw. We've got a straight here for Sammy. Pure with now just only drawing to the flush or a chop with a queen.
He's Gonna make it 125. I like this.
125 and a jack on the end, so maybe one more card that incentivizes a river call for pure.
He's actually gonna bet it. And that's an yeah.
So Sammy here with winner does call the river bet, and probably was expecting it was going to be a chop in there, but he's good for the whole enchilada. Kevin Arrowwood, this stream has plenty of food equity. Branding Anonymous chiming in that made up stuff that's decades old. They need to make up new made up stuff. I don't not necessarily agree with that, but saying there's also drink equity. Yeah, I've called it chat equity too. That if you got more people in the chat that are rooting for you, you got some chat equity.
Is that like home field advantage?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's tranquility. There's let me see what other quitties are there out there. Conway Twitty. There's Conway Twitty. That if you listen to a Conway Twitty album while you're playing a cash game, there's a little extra. If I only knew a Conway Twitty song, I could bring that joke home. But all right, raise up here to 250. Trey with a call to 250.
Bart's gonna fold this, and we've got Ace Jack versus Ace Deuce.
Classic matchup. Is going to come out 9 and 9-10. Well, check a check. Niner here on the turn, so four of clubs, so Sammy with the better ace high. We'll take it here at Showdown. Oh, yeah, Nick Kellen, also one of my other favorite terms I made up. Chop quitty. You've got some chop quitty that between two of the players. That's
fair. You know, the thing that I like terms of art, like fold equity, the whole point is to take a complex subject that everybody sort of understands, but put it behind a term that everybody knows what you're talking about when you say it.
Yeah, it's like Matt Honeysall for a while would call that like he was like a PhD in like linguistics, so like that's all just terminology, and some people operate on a different frequency where how advanced you can get towards a terminology is the whole scope of how you can wrap around the concept, where sometimes that just goes over so many people's heads that it's just perceived as arrogance or misplaced fancy words. Like, why using all them fancy words? Just bet big. And I don't think most people think that way, but it's also like probably from a smart person, that's how it sounds like.
Well, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. It can be used to communicate clearly between people who understand a topic, and it can also just be used to make things unclear.
Yeah, it can become more convoluted.
Yeah.
So that's and that's what I always tell people when they're like, "Hey, what training site should I use?" And I'm like, look around and see who speaks your language in a way that you understand, or maybe it's slightly above your head that you're like, okay, there's something I'm clearly missing. And there's a lot of different options. And if you want to check out Crush Live Poker, the link is in description with Bart Hanson. We got a set of 8s. The Ochos here for JD. Nothing drawn for anybody, so JD's got a lock on this bad boy till the end. It's a 10 though.
Which is a little bit scary with this board, but not hugely. I mean, Jack 9 just got there. That's really the only thing you're scared of.
No, which... Maybe 9-6, because somebody could be sitting there with a nice hand. Just getting all funky and playing the 6-9 for whatever reason. So we will carry on into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We want you to hit like and subscribe so I can purchase Independence Day on DVD. All right, that bit made no sense, but I always love quoting that speech because it just makes you want to run through a wall, right?
Oh, the Bill Pullman, today is our Independence
Yep.
Day on top of the fighter jet.
Exactly.
That's the best part of the movie, frankly.
Kevin saying poker training sites are such a scam. Basic knowledge is all you need. Then get in there and learn by winning and mostly losing. Well, it depends on your goals. I mean, if you're just trying to be a recreational player and you're like, I mean, if you're trying to play professionally in the tournament circuit, like you need a full scope of information to enrich your knowledge base. If you're really trying to make a living in a cash game, like I think you owe it to yourself to surround yourself with as much good information out there. But I mean, like, you don't need it per se, but there are people that want to take it a step further that enrich their knowledge and information of the game. I wouldn't call it a scam, but I can see how it can be perceived that way within that lens.
Well, yeah, you certainly don't need it to enjoy the game. Like, if you're just in it recreationally and you have fun and whatever. But it's just like playing golf. Like, you don't need a pro to learn how to play golf. You can play golf and be happy and not be a very good golfer forever.
Right.
But one lesson with a pro, they can point out 2 or 3 things where it's like, oh, here's a fundamental change that takes you to the next level. And it's not so much that they know more than you do, it's that they're not you. And they're trained and they can look at you and analyze and go, oh, I've seen this before. These 3 things, if you change this, you'll be better.
All right, there's Mike Young with David Pratt here, entertaining you into the night. Still keeping an eye on the Colossus, our good friend Kevin Rand. Down to the final 4. He's in second right now with 94 million in chips. The chip leader's got 111 million. And third and fourth, 89 million and 87 million, respectively. So our boy is guaranteed at least 112K, so he's guaranteeing himself a 6-figure score today, and fighting for the 314 up top. Go K-Dog, code K-Dog, go.
For a $400 entry fee, that's a hell of a prize.
That is not a bad day in the office. And Bart going to open here to 200 out of the small blind off the $50 straddle by your boy Trey. Best hair in the game. And he's got nothing but rags, so Bart will get no action.
Which sometimes that's the best possible result with Ace King.
Sometimes, yeah, you could string together a couple of hands that you're just like, okay, no, I've got some winners underneath my belt. So it looks like we've shifted to a 7-handed game at this point. Here on Live at the Palms, Monday night. And we'll keep on rocking to the free roll here for you. Hit subscribe, hit like. Yeah, water would be good. Yeah, take your time. Barty with Ace King, back to back. The 5-10-25 50 game going strong here and still tonight. Here we go. We got Trey 3-betting out here to the 700 now. Now back to Bart. Will they take it right here to 4-bet town? There's going to be Smooth Call City. That's what it's going to be. Bart's going to play this hand in position to the unsuited Ace King. Trey here with the suited Ace Nine of Clubs is... Oh, this comes out huge here for Trey. Pair and a flush draw. That here to 500 and an inviting price to Bart to float with Ace King. Now I'm going to come back out of 7. No improvement now. Trey still with the best of it, but probably could still fear Bart having any kind of queen X, king queen, ace queen, jacks, tens. But I don't suspect that he's going to slow down anytime soon. There'll be a bet out to 2,400. Pocket Ben says, do you not have players on deck for the stream? Most of our streams that we've had have had a pretty healthy alternate list, so... This is starting to get towards the time where players are also traveling towards the main event. So this may not be as full of a list as we would like, but I don't know, 7-handed still feels pretty good here for this group. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Pragmatic bringing me back water here. Ethan saying I'm not that impressed with Trey's hair. I mean, do you want to tell why Ethan's wrong here in this spot? I mean, David.
Well, so here's the thing. Tonight, he's kind of got his sort of reserved haircut.
Oh, okay.
There's some times where his part game is amazing. You look at the side of his head. It's just he's a well coiffed man. I think it's the right word.
There's a new word here for you. Maybe he has some hair quality. That's. There's some smiles by Bart, and is getting accused of being too serious, apparently by some of our chat pros. Now, so 7-handed, 5, 10, 25. 50 has mostly been on around the table, but...
A 4-blind game when you're 7-handed. There's nothing like it.
This can really become pretty spicy.
Sammy's going to raise it up to 200 with 8-3 offsuit. I like it. I like it. Keep your opponents on their toes.
All right, let's pick it up and move it on here to the next hand.
This is a good shot here of the classic Pierre stare down. I mean, he's just got
Cuts
a great
through it like
stare
a
down.
knife.
Yeah.
Width as sharp as ever, too. All right, we've got Quaff Equity. No, this is Palm Social in Austin, Texas. Ethan says no chemicals, just juices and berries, probably referring to Trey's hair. Andrew C. Is that Rampage? It is not. That's... I'm not sure where you found Rampage out here in this room, but this doppelganger around here is Crampage.
Dime store rampage. Dollar store rampage.
Yeah, yeah. The Wish Rampage. What, you ordered off the Wish app? All right, what do we have here? We've got
7 deuce from Sammy.
Let's do it. Kevin, considering JD having the Gen Z comb over, is that exclusive to Gen Z? I didn't know they get to claim it. I'm a millennial / somewhere between millennial to Gen Xer. Like, it's just, I feel like I grew up around enough Gen Xers that I just kind of unintentionally became one, but
You know what, Mike? I'm going to make it official right now.
Okay.
You're a Gen Xer.
All right, cool.
There we go.
All right, so I can look down on 2 different generations. All right, we've got JD with ace jack, Sammy with ace deuce, and pay that man his money. He gets himself a $50 7 deuce bounty, which I don't think necessarily screws up the chips, but you sometimes may have people with 100 or 200 less just because they've been paying 7 deuce bounties out. So thankfully that has not necessarily come into play yet.
Even if it does, it's worth it.
Oh hell yeah! There's no. Wow, what did Pierre get himself into? Is that a sandwich?
It looks to be. Maybe some noodles. I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to decide here. That's a lot.
Is that a tell? Like depending upon what he orders, is that a tell?
Oh yeah. If he's feeling, if he gets something more risky, like a big burger or something, like it could mean that the carbs will kick in and he might get tired and decision making might get off. Whereas like JC eats nothing but the healthiest food on earth, so he's always a well-oiled machine. So you can expect that he's always going to be on an optimal level. I don't know. Kevin saying he has that ridiculous haircut that made that wannabe TikTok boxer made famous. Well, one of those Paul characters. Logan Paul or Rand Paul or... Yeah, Rand Paul.
Yes. Yeah, he's
Famous TikToker Rand Paul.
huge on TikTok.
I'll fight you for liberty. All right, there's... Gotta bring out JD in the big blind with Jack 10 of hearts.
Bart's got 6-7 hearts. This is an eminently playable hand, and looks like he's going to raise it. Which I like this.
Do it. Do it. All right, so JD not going to be brushed to the side. Going to make the call for 550. It's going to come out a hard draw for both. JD also with a straight draw to go with it. Well, let's go. Bart could get himself into a little bit of trouble here, but we'll see if the poker gods have anything to say about that.
Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to bet this. And he's not getting folded. JD is never folding this. He's got 3/5 of a royal. Like, ramming speed.
It's almost there. I remember that tilted people once when I used to refer it 3 to like a straight flush or straight at it. I remember it just, it's not like a thing you take literally, but it's like if you want to shorten down what a backdoor straight and flush draw. So JD now going to raise this up here with this combo draw. The Bart Hanson stands, the Bart Hanson X. And does Bart feel like gambling here? I feel like this is a hefty price for him off a check raise draw on this particular kind of board. That okay, 2.5K. This would build it up to a pot of like 8.5. They would basically, you would have JD potentially shoving into a turn card with, if the stocks are as they are, which is probably correct here. I think they're relatively accurate.
Yeah,
Then he's going to be basically priced into 5K to call into what would be 13K. So this just, this could get ugly. We'll see if Bart finds a clean card or.
Well, Bart has to know now that he's called. It's absolutely going all in, at least on the turn, at some point. So that's got to be what he's playing for.
3 of clubs going to rattle off here as now does JD freeze a little bit. Could it feel like Bart might have ace queen, ace 8, ace king? There's when you brick this turn card, doesn't inspire a ton of confidence here, but we've got a pot build up to 8.5K, and Pierre looks like he's about to dig in on some. Everybody's digging in on some delicious sandwiches, trying to refuel here.
I think Bart has to. His only option here is he has to shove this. The only way he's going to win this hand.
He could have to take the free card. I don't disagree. Like, that's probably the more aggressive path to approach it as, but if he's seen his opponent check raise flop and then check turn, like, that's just... I wonder if he just thinks he's just getting called here anyway if he tries, so...
Yeah, to be clear, I would not do this. I'm not good enough to do this, but the overcall from Bart on the flop has to look super strong, and the shove here, now he's put JD in a spot.
Bart gets it through, and JD tries a move that winds up backfiring as... Yeah, I mean, JD maybe rips turn, all in. That probably pushes Bart out, but it gave him the opportunity to go blast at it, and the experience... Well, I think... Wait, okay. There's plaques out in front of JD, so I think he has even more than we think.
Yeah,
he's got 3 pinks. He's got 2 stacks of 100.
Like 8 or 9 in front of him at least.
Yeah, so that throws off the number a little bit because instead of it being like what we think was 5K, it's actually like 8, 9, maybe 10K, depending on how many pinks there are there. So my apologies here to our viewers. Sometimes we get chips added in and players trying to get a little bit more money on the table as the stacks get deeper.
Some good shots here of Pierre murdering a sandwich. He's really... His efficiency at sandwich just top
sandwich, bread quitty, like you get a little carb quitty.
Yeah.
Everybody right there chowing down sandwiches. You know, it would be the worst live stream ever if I was trying to just... God, there's somebody who comes in with an alt, and then like when we have streams like this, they vote it down. I've had my suspicions. There's somebody who's just a psychopath that hates Rant that just will come in and just downvote like a whole bunch of times to fuck with us. So weird.
What a life. Like,
can't we all just get along, man, and appreciate good content? All right, we have got 975 going to be flopping. Poker Matt says, I want to take my vacation down here. If you want to come on down to Palm Social, the action's always a flowing.
Friendly people, good games.
You can even, David Pratt has admitted multiple times here he does not know what he's doing, and he plays here fairly often. So, I mean, there's a good chance, you might be able to, you can just get David confused on made-up poker terms. Oh yeah, double snap equity. That's a real thing here these days.
I mean, I'm
liable to... If you tap the table 3 times compared to 2, like...
I mean, as long as somebody sounds like they know what they're talking about, I'm going to believe them. So you can get everything by me.
That's really the secret of these live streams, is speaking with certainty, seeking from a place of knowledge and value. Bart actually kind of does that on his Crush Live Poker channel. I occasionally, the blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again. We'll find a way here to the right point. Ethan, a name like JD, then cover your forehead with hair bangs. What a pajama boy. Bringing the jobs here tonight. It's actually, his name's John. His name's John, but with initials JD, so... I didn't know if I totally doxed him or anything, but... We're always afraid of that here on the live stream. Alright, Pratt, if I take, 2 to 3 minutes to just do your best Mikey impression, then...
Oh, dear God. Hey, you're getting canceled.
Okay, all right. Just what I was looking for. I'm going to take a 2-minute break here. Pratomatic will take it. Be nice to my boy Pratt. That's got too crazy.
And Justin folds the nuts, which is a shame. You always call deuce 4. Andrew C. says you guys appear to know what you're doing. That's where you're wrong. But thank you. I appreciate it. And Ethan, no, I'm the one with the union job. Mike's he's the independent scab. All right, let's see what we got here. We've got Sammy with ace-10, who's going to call. Pierre's going to raise it with queen-9. Good for him. And Trey, because he's Trey, is absolutely calling ace-9 offsuit. And when I say that, I mean it lovingly. A world without Trey in it is not a world I want to live in. All right, we got 2 people with top pair. And that's about it. Gonna check around. Let's see what the turn is. And that's kind of a brick. Trey's gonna bet it. There we go. $300 bet. Pierre has to fold. Sammy's gonna call. And that's a jack. So hearts got there. Jack got there, so yeah, it's going to kill the action. Everybody, welcome to Sandwich Night at Live at the Palms. Everyone got a sandwich. You know, I'm sitting here thinking, I can't be as entertaining as Mike, and it's really hard to fill these gaps. And there comes Mike.
Yeah, there we are.
We were just talking about how apparently we sound like we know what we're talking about, and
okay.
I was letting everybody know that that's absolutely not the
That's
truth.
absolutely fake news. But I do have a good news from the Word in the future is we're going to have somebody coming on under this table in seat number 9 that should make this game a little more fun. So,
Ooh, can I guess? I don't know who it is. Do you want to give me a hint?
You can guess. I mean, you can. I mean, you're welcome to at any time, but...
Yeah, fair.
There
we go.
Mr. Fred Flintstone back here in the house has had that famous hand with Bart with 8-3 offsuit where Bart had jacks and crazy ass pot unlike anything we've ever seen.
Fun fact. Sorry, Mike, to interrupt you, but fun fact, inside that little velvet bag, there's a pterodactyl. It
Really?
says
Wow, that's
it's
just,
a living.
You know, baller. All right.
Sorry, buddy.
I go by Zach. Are these palm sandwiches or external sandwiches? No, these are external for sure. There's a lot of places around here within walking distance that we can go get food. You want to go to Pluckers, Chili's, Bon Air. There's like a seafood restaurant nearby, and we can always do the Ubers and the DoorDashes and that kind of stuff too.
If those are the banh mi's from the Vietnamese place around the corner, those are legit good banh mi sandwiches. Welcome to Food Talk.
Yeah. So, yep, I did kind of step out here for a moment, just take a breather. JD confirming, yeah, he had way more than what we had listed, which, well, again, does happen, so. All right.
It does make the fold from him on that handle to make quite a bit more sense.
Right now, looks like Kevin Rand is sitting here in second. There's 3 players left, so our boy K-Dog is guaranteed at least $147,000.
Go, Kevin.
Go! You know, he's... Oh, wow. Looks like... Looked like he had quite a bit of the chips here for a while and took kind of a tough hand against aces, according to Poker News. CR up 1-3. Match the stack game happening there in the background. Poker Matt asking also the other breaking question of what kind of sandwich. I've been trying to decipher that myself.
Pretty sure Pierre's is about me. You can see the little carrot
Yep.
shivers, slivers.
Probably some roast beef happening out there as well. I think it would make a really good segment on the show. Guess the sandwich.
I mean, that would make a pretty good Price is Right minigame.
Yeah, there's somebody who's probably tried it during that era, during the 80s, where like everything became a game show. I go by Zach. I'm only here for the sandwich commentary. I mean, we really gotta start with the bread.
I mean,
that's the core of it. So we've got a flop flush draw here for JD. Fred Flintstone here with the Choctaw Nuts. And is, well, fortunately not here in Choctaw. That's... As we keep it going on Live of the Palms. Mike Gimlet here with David Pratt, the Pratt-O-Matic. So we've got the $50 straddle put out here for, as we've seen for most of the night. Wonder now with Mr. Fred here if we'll see just a little bit more too.
Raising up the 9 Dewey. Nice.
He's ready to be a part of the action here for sure, so. Alright, let's see if we can get something spicy here. That is not going to do it. A just Brick City night for everyone involved.
Yeah, I think a C-bet's probably going to take it down here. Oh, and he's going to show...
Reasonable assumption. And we'll pick it up and move it on to the next hand. Mike Youngblood with you here, the dude talking. We are trying to get ourselves right over 1,000 subscribers. We are inching, clawing, scratching, and getting to it. But we need help from people like you, the chat pros, the infinite goats of all time, the people that power our stream. You know, the real heroes. Everybody's talking about essential workers. I want to talk about essential chatters. They are the backbone of our economy and the big reason why, you know, I am the man I am today. It's because of the plight of the almighty chat pro. So smash that like for us, will ya? Kevin, is Palms in downtown Compton? No, it is not. It is here in central northeast Austin. A lot of people have misinterpreted Palms as being in, I mean, let's see where else I've heard. Lincoln, Nebraska, Cheyenne, Wyoming. We've also been accused of being.
Those are both very random.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the most random locations. Corey Wick, all hail the chat pros. You're the most powerful bunch in all the land. Your power knows no limits, like the games that we play here at Palm Social.
Apparently, Pierre and JD are texting each other. I like this.
Yeah. They're just sending each other memes. Like when you get check raised with Jack 10 of Hearts. The feels. Andrew C., is there any other Austin? Yeah, there's Austin, Massachusetts. There's Austin, Minnesota. There's actually Austin, Minnesota. My grandpa was born in Austin, Massachusetts, or Austin, Minnesota, or at least around that area.
Austin neighborhood in Chicago.
Yep. There's a lot of different Austins. Even the people. There's former Indiana Pacers forward Austin Crochet. Wasn't quite big enough to be a whole city, but he was a pretty moderate sized forward for the '90s NBA.
What's the name of the D1 basketball team?
Stephen F. Austin.
Austin P.
Austin P. Yes. That I had a family friend that was a professor there, and they would always just talk about "Let's go P." All right, we got the 4 deuce, the nuts here for Sammy. Gonna flop a pair in a straight draw tray with the ochos.
People don't believe me when I talk about this, but Deuce 4 is a powerful, powerful hand.
Nobody does believe you, and I've seen you plead with everyone to try to get that point across.
And there we go. Boom.
There you go. 6 high straight. And an ace on the river by Barry Greenstein.
Just made a super straight. There we go. Sammy's going to bet it and hopefully get the nuts called. There we go. He's going to get paid off. And all is right with the universe.
Let's see. Kevin Arrow, I live in Austin, South Zealand, so there's more than one Austin. Yeah, well, there's Austins everywhere. There was the poker player named Austin that had like a ridiculous following of his friends that would come in and tell about how Austin was the greatest ever.
There's a player named Austin in Austin who's a poker player as well.
It's a mind blowing. Oh my God, Kevin Rand's the chip leader again.
Nice.
174 million players in second and third. I would text him, but I would feel like he's probably really focused, or it could potentially be bad luck. I don't know. Here we go. Been a very spicy chat night. Jesus. You guys have been at each other's throat. Like nothing I've seen before. It's like we're actually like an official YouTube channel now. It just got people shouting lies and crazy shit at each other.
Are we getting spammed a bunch? You know you made it when you get spam.
Yeah. That was, when you get porn cam, people trying to flood your stream. That's when you've made it.
Oh, that was me, by the way. I'm trying to make some money with the side hustle.
That's a whole sub-economy in that. All right, we got Fred Flintstone with a raise up on the button with ace jack off suit. Pierre with the suited king 9.
I like this.
Ethan pointing out that Caitlin still has her empty drink on there, and Fred Flintstone hasn't cared enough to dispose of it. Wow, Pierre putting it a 3-bet, as you mentioned. Yeah, I think if Fred is deeper, he might just already be probably in the pot, but...
I haven't played a lot with him, but based on the action I've seen from him, he's sort of... The reason I like that race from Pierre is on the margins a tiny bit rep to raise a little bit light.
Right.
So it's a good raise from Pierre.
You just cut him off, and it's got pretty awesome masters. What do they call it? Long sleeve.
I think
Not
that's
pull-up,
called
it's not
a
a-
3/4 zip up.
3/4 zip up. There you go. Again, I'm Mike Youngblood. You might have heard me on past live streams, some other places, and you're like, wait a second, I've heard of this guy. But here at Palms now, I've been here for a while, but just over our 25th episode. Tons of hands you can check out on our highlight reel. Just make sure to subscribe. We stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and the occasional Saturdays. People showing their American pride. Peter Willie says America is #1. Good country. Very nice. Fleece, Ethan, the fact checker. Okay, I was trying to think of the word. So we've got the $100 quadruple straddle put out by Troy.
Yeah, there's no way Trey's not raising this. There we go. It's an obvious squeeze position. Good for him.
That can be so obvious. I go by Zaction, that'd be a quarter or 1/4 zip up. You know, I'm not, we've never claimed to be good at math or measurements or numerals here on this show, but you might bring up a point. I just don't know how the fashion world works. Or much of anything, to be honest. I know how to use my hands, too, sometimes.
We've Mike, this is what you were born for.
Couple of ladies here to open. Here the raise up now to 400, and we will get around to Sammy. Here with the 9-7 we'll play.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get
nobody
any
wants
action.
To play. That's a bunch of BS. A bunch of BS, I say. All right, we're checking back in. Boy, it looks like they must just be at such a high blind level that every hand they can change the chip lead here in the $400 Colossus. Looks like Anatoly Zirin has been a one-time bracelet winner. So Kevin Rand fighting for a bracelet. We're gonna keep sweating him till hopefully he's the champion. And if he does, I am getting hammered tonight because that's the only appropriate response to having a friend win a bracelet. Is it? I could stay. I could just celebrate with peace and quiet and maybe one of those sandwiches. But I've made a promise to my audience now that I must stick by.
Some interesting texture here. This could develop to be.
All right, everybody misses Bart technical, but best hand, but still potential life for either Justin or Fred Flintstone if the opportunity arises.
And there's
That's
his
a
gutter
straight.
ball. Yep.
And that is the nuts here for Fred Flintstone. And internally right now, I would think as he puts out a bet here to 400, Justin has got a straight draw. And internally, Fred Flintstone. There you go. It's 5 of hearts on the end. A king high straight good for Mr. Fred Flintstone is ace high with here for Justin.
There we go. Pot size bet. I think if Justin had any piece of that, though, he might think about calling. But he had
I think you're gonna find yourself in spots against this fella here where you might have to look him up. But that was one that even as bluffs, you can feel like they're way out in front of A-side. P. Willie, I think maybe you're supposed to talk more about how awesome you are and how much you love that Palms. At least that's what I see on other live streams. Oh, you said it, I didn't. I read it. And I don't know.
I think you're pretty great, Mike.
I'd like to think I'm okay. And I hope it just comes out in my voice that, hey, I love Palms. I think we do a nice job. We appeal to a certain part of the audience. I don't feel the need to have to pat myself back in an entire show while we can just basically acknowledge that without saying it. Take that however you will.
The satisfaction of a job well done
Exactly.
is its own reward.
That is the way. When I say the way in the chat, that's just the binding experience of life of just being like, I am one, and I'm here to have a good time. And if people like me, great. If they don't, I won't berate you for it. You can go fucking watch something else. I hope you stay here, though. All right, hey, we need 2 likes to get to 69 likes. Can we do it? And that's where the like counter stops. All right, we've got Trey raising with Ochos, JD here with top pair with Ace Jack.
I think if I'm JD, I'd probably check this. Yeah.
King pairs, so Trey can find himself in more situations where he may have the best hand, though we see it ain't got a shot. As down to the 8 of diamonds, only live to him to win it. Your raise up here by JD. That looks like a min raise turn, and now will come out the 5 of spades.
That is the brickiest of bricks.
Brick. It's a brick house. It is a brick in 1870s architecture. I don't know. We're trying to think of some of the biggest bricks there are out there. It is a pyramid-sized brick.
Nice.
Yeah, that is. I'm gonna be thinking about that all night now as to what bricks to best compare it to. P. Willie says, "God damn it, you are the man." Yeah, I mean, there are people that think I'm too self-righteous or I'm too full of myself sometimes. The people that think that, I think they're wrong. But beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You can choose to see anything whichever way. All I see is subs and likes. That's all I care about. Subs and likes.
And K-Ren taking down a tournament.
Yeah, that's really my biggest priority here at this point, because that will inform me if I'm getting drinking tonight, the celebration. Looks like they're going to be on break here, so we won't find out for probably another half hour if that's going to be any breaks in that. But our good friend Kevin ran down to the last 3 players out of the $400 Colossus.
The more I think about that, the more just how cool that is. Like somebody that you know is a good, like a way above average, good player, but also decent guy doing that well. It's comforting.
Yeah, I had one of my best friends from growing up won the tournament out at the Win for like $196,000. That he was literally the guy that got me into poker back when I was, just getting into college. So like that was really cool, just to be like, finally, mother Kurt, like you took home a big tournament for a big score that he was running not particularly awesome for a stretch of time. So
it's a good confidence builder.
Yeah, it is. You're associated with people that are achieving things. So peace in the universe is an 8 going to be good here for Pure at the end with Sammy.
Question for you, Mike.
Sure, hopefully I have an answer.
You win a bracelet. Are you ever taking it off? Or are you just going to wear it everywhere?
Nah, I wouldn't be that kind of guy. I mean, maybe there would be events where it'd be kind of cool to, have it on me if I would. I would probably frame it, protect it. No, that's a good question because it's. You'd probably want to wear it if you ever went back to a WSOP event, but maybe you wouldn't want to. You'd rather be anonymous. So I would put it someplace in plain sight or displayed to a point that just looks kind of cool in my wherever I'm living. Which I when I first did a show, I was doing it out of a shipping container. So there was people that thought I lived in a shipping container. That there's not a lot of display options when you live in a shipping container. But I suppose if I want a WSOP bracelet, I could get myself a real apartment. Well, all kidding aside, as we've got Bart with 100 straddle out there and no action. There's always people that are rumored to be living in like storage sheds, but it sounds like it would be too hot. Depending on which shed that you're in, unless you're one of those fancy refrigerated ones.
Which I suspect that would be more expensive than just renting an apartment.
I would think so, and much more suspicious. Like,
yeah,
you would have to be member to a gym to be able to take showers every day. Like, you wouldn't have a sink or bathroom unless you were just going in a trough. But there's minimalists out there that would try it. I know there has to be.
The only non-shipping uses for shipping containers are either really kind of unpleasant, nefarious stuff, or as a weapons cache in an action.
Everything I've ever seen of shipping containers, I assume it's either drugs, prostitutes, or, immigrants trying to find a new start.
You're the assassin.
That's what movies have conditioned me to believe. So, I'm sorry, movies were never let me down when I was a kid to teach me how reality's like. God, we are just losing viewers after this rant of shipping containers. So, I guess when I asked for 69 likes, too, people balked at that idea. What a bunch of crap. Okay.
Well, we have Frenchie with King Queen.
Hey, Frenchie. Not French or... Oh, wow. That's... Or a van down by the river, says P. Willie. No, check. Squats. All right. 7, 5, 6.
Oh, that's an interesting one for Justin. I mean, he's really the only guy... I mean, Bart's got a 5, but...
Bart's got
there
5
we
on
go.
it. I got 5 on it. All right. Does he perceive some weakness in Justin? But it is bottom pair on this particular board that there's just not many cards that come out that you're like, oh, that's great. There's just not a ton of them. There are some, but they are...
Yeah, A-Tray doesn't look good there, but at least superficially, but on a flop like that, and again, consider the source, I'm not great at this game, but if you can come out and just confidently bet that, unless somebody completely, flopped the joint.
Then rolled it up and smoked it, and that's... It is going to be our next hand coming up. Mike Gimlet, pleased to be joined here by David Pratt. Thank you for indulging me in my nonsense. Like it gets you through the night.
I was going to phrase it the other way around. Thank you for indulging me in my nonsense.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. Just to try to keep each other interested.
Okay, Matt
Keep
with
ourselves
ace-queen.
awake so we don't fall asleep or anything. I go by Zach. Is he watching the live stream on his phone? Yeah, I mean, that's not uncommon. Again, we operate on a 30-minute delay, so we don't want to be the phone police. I mean, I've many a time seen people pop in just to read what they're saying in the chat.
Oh, I've been guilty of that. When I'm on a stream, I set an alarm, and 30 minutes later, pull it up and look over at the guy and go, "You did have kings."
Dickhead Pratt doesn't know what he's doing. And then they go into ultimate chat pro mode. All right, we've got Matt on the open here at 275 for Flintstone. It's Sammy going to make the call. And Deuce, Jack. Top area for Sammy.
I like the check from Sammy.
That dude was...
But now you got to bet it, buddy.
You have to. That's just the rules.
There. Well, now you absolutely. Yeah, you check this now. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get a lot of action here.
Ace on the river does actually give Matt aces up.
I think Matt's good enough to have smelled this out already, though. Yep.
Well, this is really odd. We went up to 907 and then we leveled off down to under 900s. Maybe somebody was shacked and a fool in our chat, so...
It was probably me.
Yeah, that's probably it. You had all 8 of your alts.
I'm still working on that North Korean like farm for you. I'll get it done.
You know, they've got to have something to do over there. I want to give those people some purpose. And probably what is a very tough life over there. So, big fans of poker live streams they are. And North Korea, from what I've gathered. Yeah, we had one stream that kind of threw up. When I look at the analytics on this just to see where you get views from. We had one stream where a guy kind of by himself kind of fudged our numbers a little bit, that the view count didn't make sense. So like when I'm looking at our channel overview of like, hey, where is our audience from? Like we have this weird subsect that thinks like the majority of our audience is from like India, but now that we're past it, we're seeing like 80% of the audience in the country, 2% in Canada, then you get UK, Australia, a little bit of Germany, South Korea, Ireland, Brazil.
What's the most random one? Have you gotten like Kazakhstan or
Oh,
something?
yeah. That is... If I go to Lifetime here, which... That will...
Actually,
okay, we do
got
have
a little
action
bit of a
here, so
hand
I'm
here,
ranting
yeah.
about demographics. Or also, like, when Homer looked at the map, it says, you are gay. He had 30 views from you are gay.
I think I do have a theory that states we've reached a point that there is no situation under which there is an irrelevant Simpsons reference.
They're reached a point, if you've watched enough seasons, you could literally do it every single day, so... And that's my problem, is I make it too often. We've got Matt betting 5s, Justin with Queen 9, backdoor hearts.
He's going to raise him.
Wow, he's going to put it up to 950.
Matt's going to let it go. Nice.
Ethan St. Sideburns Trey, is it really 1994? To which I say, shave those sideburns, Mattingly. See, literally everything can become a Simpsons reference. Like, it's not that hard, man. That's... Again, you can check us out here on the Poker Atlas app, as we do have our Thursday free roll happening here for $1,500 added to the prize pool. It's not a guarantee, it's just literally what we're putting in. Got our 1-3 match the stack happening also here in the main room, as I imagine this game might go after hours, but
Ace Queen from Pierre. JD's got big lick. He's going to fold it.
unbelievable. Try not to nit shame here, but sometimes you see things that just infuriate you, man.
I've seen Deuce 4 folded way too many times tonight. I need to have a chat
At
with
least
this
here
table.
at Palms, that's like an unacceptable. All right, Pierre here with a raise up to 400. We're going to get Matt and maybe Fred Flintstone here if he wants to decide to do something spicy. He's got gum in his mouth, so that's the first sign of danger.
I mean, he's getting basically 6 to 1.
We may be getting close to heads up here for Kevin Rand and Anatoly Zirin. So a short stack there, getting pretty low coming out of the break. So keep rooting for Kevin. All right, top pair here for Freddie Flintstone.
I think this is going to be a pretty straightforward fold to everybody else, unfortunately.
Maybe,
Oh,
maybe not. Pure,
interesting.
not a believer just yet. Going to call for 400. All right, 5 ball.
I've been wrong before, but I think this bet's probably going to take it down. Unless Pierre wants to rep a 5, but I don't see him doing that.
You're not a
And-
believer yet. You may never be. That could be problemsome.
And Bink. Ace for Pierre on the river.
Banks it and checks it over. So Pure calculating how much this ticket to Value Town is going to cost.
I would make that ticket cost about $1,700 to $1,900.
Somewhere in there. That is actually going to be all in. So that's a slightly more expensive ticket than market value, but real estate is up these days. There's inflation, so Pierre recognizing inflation, deciding that I must make this bet more
And-
expensive, and
Wow.
he's getting a suspicious look here from Fred Flintstone.
Huh. See, this is why Pierre's a better player than me.
He can go for it here in the spot.
No, that's a fold.
I probably expect that.
Yeah, he wants to fold. He wants to. He's got those two little angels and demons on his shoulders.
Yeah. There's the one telling him call, and the other one telling him F off, bro. Okay. We're winding down here a little bit towards the end of the stream. I think we've got maybe 15 more minutes left of hand, so invite the like brigade to keep smashing that like for us. Hit subscribe. Back to being like 100 more subs away to getting over 1,000. Then you can start tossing in super chats, and then life is all good again.
5, 10, 25, 50, 100. Best kind of poker.
Just a casual big game night here at Palm Social. Check us out here on the Poker Atlas app, which you can download on iOS or Android.
And JD's got aces.
Go figure.
Unfortunately, doesn't look like he's going to get a lot of action. Matt's going to fold this, unfortunately. And Fred Flintstone's got 8 tray. Maybe he calls. And he calls with 8 tray. God bless
He's
that
going
man.
to try it again. This time, JD with aces. Fred Flintstone tried to bluff Bart Hanson. It did not work, but this board is not going to be conducive to him, at least even making a semi-bluff. So, deuce of diamonds.
Oh.
He is going to try to take a stab at it, but this, as we know, not going to be effective whatsoever. So,
Yeah, you absolutely raise this.
yeah, JD kind of hoping maybe Fred's just got like a piece of it or a draw of it or something that he could extract from, but I don't think he's going to do it.
Look at that smile.
It's like, oh, I tried again. This time, this one didn't work out for me. Yeah, you go check out that highlight reel. It's literally on the graphic that I couldn't believe it while it was happening. But once you knew that he was going to call Bart, like, you know, everything goes out the window at that point. That it's just, oh, what a hilariously entertaining and fun hand. All right, let's check in. Did I win my fantasy matchup here? Coming into the night, I think I had a decent shot. So, okay, won that one, and nobody cares. But
as is tradition, 2 more players on my team this week are now out.
now they're injured. Okay,
Yeah.
dude, you're running good here, pal.
No, my season is dead. I had McCaffrey and
Same.
Wilson.
At least Wilson might come back though, so you might have that going for you.
It's still not going to help. Although I am in the running for the toilet bowl, so.
You know, you can take pride in the little victories in life. All right, Pierre opening with the 6-5 of diamonds with 250. Fred Flintstone going to call with 10-8. JD going to choose the same as.
That is interesting.
That might create a little chaos here, but depending on what we get for a turn card, that's going to be straight draw, flush draw here for Pierre with a pair, straight draw for JD, and Fred Flintstone with 10 high.
I think Pierre, if he bets here, he's going to get paid. And guess what? I was wrong.
Yeah, well, you know, it's happened at the acceptable number that if you were wrong maybe 2 or 3 more times, we would have had to physically throw you out of the studio. Could have gotten the security guard to do it, but you've been within the margins here for the most part, Brad.
Not going to lie, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I have him on standby just in case, but I have not had to press the button yet. It's actually like a chute that sends you right straight down, just like Mr. Burns had. Move over 2 steps there, Pratt.
Lenny, I'd like you to tell me why I shouldn't fire you without using the letter E.
And good. Job, guy.
You're fired.
69 likes, nice. You can see we're very mature here, too. Alright, Sammy here with now with the open. And he's got Queen 9 of spades, so it's...
On the button, I like that raise.
Alright, yeah, so... Bart actually did not raise in the hijack, so this will probably get updated shortly. We will get a call, I believe, on the button by Justin with deuces.
Fred Flintstone folds. What's Justin going to do? He calls it with deuces. I like that.
Yes, what do we get? 3-way action? Hey. This may be the part of the night where, okay,
Loading.
Is this like that hourglass image on Windows 98 that rotates around? Alright, terrible flop for deuces. Not much better for Queen 9, but Sammy pumping the brakes. Five on the turn does give Sammy a gutter bolt, and still with 2 overcards to the deuces, and decided after a flop check we'll go ahead and lead turn, and it's should probably be it here for Justin.
Yeah.
Ethan, security guard, you mean the bum in the parking lot with the switchblade? I mean, do we move the bums out of Bumtown? They're now in... Remember Bumtown in The Simpsons? When the guy with the original writer for Itchy and Scratchy.
Oh
Get out
God,
of
yeah.
Bum, get out of Bum Town. Yeah, that's kind of a controversial topic around these Austin parts. So, dude, we won't reflect on it anymore. I think they're voting on it. Well, it's been weird times, as Joe Rogan says 1,000 times per show. Strange times, man. No word yet when we'll get Joe Rogan to play on stream, but I've heard he's interested. As long as we'll have kettlebells here for him to work out between hands, he might think about it.
And deer sausage.
Yeah. Elk meat. All right, Trey with a raise up with 10-6 of diamonds. Matt going to 3-bet town.
Absolutely. Matt wouldn't be mad if he wasn't going to 3-bet that hand.
Yeah, especially out of position. Against Trey, who can open pretty. John S. saying, paint my chicken coop. All-star chat. Maybe it's John Schwartzwalder watching this. One of the original writers. Didn't know he was a chat pro. That's great.
Although, for my money, the Conan O'Brien written episodes are some of the
yeah,
best.
yeah.
Monorail.
Yeah, you can watch this at North Haverbrook, Ogdenville. And, damn it, what was the other city? Every time I see a possum, because I said the big one.
I call the big one Bitey.
I think of that every time. So Trey now deciding if he wants to go gamble, he's going to call 800 more with the 10-6 of diamonds.
Top pair for Matt. I think you have to bet this, and he knows it too. He's just figuring out sizing and Hollywooding a little.
Open Trey has like a 10-jack, queen-jack type of hand that he can get max value from, but as we see, this is probably going to be the end of Trey songs. Trey's always got that ability to maybe sometimes go step outside the box and do something nuts every now and again, but that is not going to be one of the times to decide to do it.
In my experience, he doesn't do that capriciously. He does it at the right time with the right situation. He's not a wild man. He's just unafraid.
See how many more hands we have coming up here. As enough it was actually out of our control that. But at least we know the RFID cards are out there, then we are still in business here for the time being. Oh no, did Kevin Round take a cooler, it looks like here according to Poker News? Nah, it's not what we want. Wrong end of a cooler. Oh god, he had...
Yeah, but he made it heads up.
Yeah, they haven't even made it the heads up. Kevin flops a straight with Queen 10 on an Ace-King-Jack board. This is three-handed. Board pairs to King on the turn. And the other guy had Ace-King, so K-Rand is pretty short stacked right now, but he at least is going to be guaranteed 147,000 if he does not survive, but he's hanging on by a chip and a chair at this point with 27 million, and just going to win this pot here with Queen 9.
I've seen stranger comebacks.
Yeah, literally on a stream sometimes. We stomach through those making jokes, cutting wise.
I mean, even if he doesn't take it down, finishing third in a tournament like that is
that
a
is
hell
amazing.
of
Yeah,
an achievement. It's a thing you never forget.
Yeah, most definitely not. So, all right. Do we have like a racehorse? Okay, wait. We're just a little short on some of the chips. So we've got 5, 10, 25, 50, 100, 200. Do we got a 400 around there?
We might have. In the best tradition of the game.
straddle around the table. We have not been able to confirm or deny. No, but it stopped. I was gonna say Matt would have to put out the 400, and Fred Flintstone would have to put the 8, and he's not quite.
I think he is going to call this though, or
Probably
actually raise it.
rip it here
Yeah.
for 4,000. I think he's got less than 4,000 though. That does not quite. It seems a little more around 2,000.
Yeah, that looked to be about 1900.
Piers got 9, so he's never getting out of the way.
He's just thinking, do I overshove or do I just smooth call?
And the bet number makes the big difference in that, because if it's like 1,800, then he could probably opt to go a little more wild. So I think he may be opting for what could be a re-raise.
Yeah.
Okay, there looks to be 3 pinks, 20. It's like 23. So this looks like to be our last hand of the night, and it's going to be a race here between Fred Flintstone and Pierre. And here we go. It is going to come out 10, 8, 5. Queen on the turn. Deuce on the river. If they run it once, it's going to go all to Fred Flintstone. And folks, how very apropos, because we have reached the end of our show. Yeah, that's how we're going to end every show now, with just a dinosaur being pulled by the tail, hollering, with Fred Flintstone riding on the edge of a dinosaur like a prehistoric skateboarder. So, all right, Mike Emlet, David Pratt, that is going to wrap up our show here on Live at the Palms. Fun 5-10 night with Bart Hanson and crew. Here, well, we'll put a big old bow on this one and call it a night. Buddy, thanks for indulging my nonsense here.
Same right back at you, buddy. Thanks.
Good night, y'all. Thank you. Come on out and play at Palm Social.